rising, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Talk. A little early today because I was already up and ready, and well, I didn't want to wait another half an hour, so I just decided to start a little bit early. I'm sure you don't mind. It's not that much earlier, actually, so I'm sure we're good. And shout out to Valley Parks for gifting 20 memberships to the Karen B channel. Thank you. Wow. I hope you found your goat. You said you had to look for your goat? Or you'll find your goat. You know what's funny? I've actually had various people from my neighborhood come up my driveway and they're like, "You seen a goat?" And I'm like, "Nah." But apparently that's what happens. People lose their goats, but they get them back. From what I understand, my neighbors have found their goats, so I think you'll find your goat too. I believe you will find your goat. Anyway, good rising, everyone. September 23rd, 2024. The world did not end. Well, I don't know. I guess the day just started, so isn't today like the every year, September 23rd, there's gonna be a crazy alignment in the sky and we're all gonna die, right? I think it's just, the beginning of the fall season, isn't it? So they're like, put that sort of, subliminal message in your head. But it's not really fall, it's autumn. Anyway, goats are like honey badgers, they don't give a shit. Yeah. Hey, Run Boston Bear. Let me say hello to all you lovely people. Valley Parks, of course. Dose of Reality. TC Zamman. Anson Howard. Ivan T. Rocky Shepherd. Randall. Jason Starr. Dave Hinkle. Psyop within a Psyop. Jana, Salted Cedar, Chicago Artist, Truman Burbank, Commercial Sound and Video, Good Times for All, Almighty Antichrist. Interesting name. Big Pine Sailing, Robert Kelly, Laura Tracy, Laura Tracy, I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. MS, Mr. Jones, Dr. Bass, Earth First, Space Later, Billingtano, Scrotal Xerox, Richard B. Hey, Richard B. By the way, everybody's wondering if you have transportation from the airport to whatever hotel you're staying at, or what, and if you need to be picked up at the airport, let us know if you need help with that. There's Thunder Chicken, Plain and Simple, Brandon C, Rum Boston Bear, Boston Ray Mudflood, Aisling 717, there's Cammy, hi Cammy, and Dr. Law, yes. A house cat was lost in Yellowstone and showed back up at home on the West Coast. That's wild. Yeah, I've heard some crazy stuff about that. Like that. But I'm sure your goat's just pigging out somewhere. First time, long time. Good morning, Emilio. Thanks for joining us. Anyway, so yeah, I know I didn't do a stream last week. I didn't do a coffee talk last week because I was just busy. There's stuff I had to get done. I mean, the event's coming up and there's just things I got to get done by a certain time. And if they don't get done, well, then they're not done for the event. And then that makes the event not so cool. So I was just taking care of stuff that I had to do. I mean, whenever I do these, I'm like, from the moment I book stuff, or, pretty much, I'm working on stuff. So planning stuff, whatever. Anyway, last Flatoberfest, because Karen's tired. And I want to do other things. So, this time we're doing an outdoor festival. I think a lot of people weren't really vibing with the outdoor stuff. So, but it is what it is. That's what we're going to be doing. I think it's going to be fun. We're going to have karaoke on Friday night. I do have a rough schedule. It's been kind of hard to get the schedule together for this event. So we have check-in, and I know people are camping. They're going to have to set up camp and stuff. So the gates will open at 9 a.m. for campers. And pretty much if you just want to hang out too, you can come just hang out. Even if you're not a camper, you can be there during the day, all day. So they'll open at 9 a.m. and then you can be socializing. Campers can be, setting up their stuff. And then we'll get started at 3 p.m. With stuff for the day for Friday. I'm going to be doing something, and David Beverly I have scheduled for that evening too. Then a dinner break, and then karaoke at the pavilion. We're probably going to be doing everything at this pavilion, which or at least presenters at this pavilion, and then we'll probably have what do you call it? Let me see here. Where is my tour video so I can show you guys what's going on? Maybe I don't have it public. Oh, it's unlisted. My bad. Anyway, yeah, I'll just mute that because I don't really want to talk over two types of music. But, so this is the venue, right? So this is the main stage. This is the big stage that's out. It's right here. Okay, so on the little map, and whenever you show up, you'll have a little, I'm going to print out just a 8.5 by 11. Everybody will have a map, okay, when you get there, telling you where stuff is on the property. So, but this right here is the main greenfield stage, and then down here, they don't really have a drawing of the structure here, but there's a big pavilion here that's a covered pavilion with electricity and everything that's down here in the lower area down by the river. And that, I believe, is where we're going to be doing the presenters. So that looks like... So I think right now we're planning to do the music on the main stage. And then down here, in this pavilion area, we'll probably set up for presenters. At least that's what we're planning to do right now, because it looks like rain. So let's see if it shows a better... So there's a fire pit right here. Here's a covered stage area, or a little covered area. And there's a little... Okay, it's going to come and turn right here. And then here's this huge pavilion. It's pretty big. And then there's this little kind of covered stage area here. So we'll be able to set up presenters and stuff probably right here. And then we're going to do, and then everybody will be under the covered pavilion. So everybody will be covered. And the reason we're doing that is because or at least we're planning to do that, is because if we were on the stage, the main stage here, let's see, it would be, there's a big gap, right? So right here, there's a big open uncovered area between the covered area and the stage. So if you put the presenters here and then everybody has to be under the covered area, you're like required to be far away from the presenters. And we just feel like it would work, or at least I think it would work better if we do it the other way. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have presenters. We'll do the presenters here. And then we'll see how it goes with the weather. We're gonna have to play it by ear. But this is why I chose this place to do an outdoor event at, because they had backup solutions, right? If it turns out that we don't have great weather and we do have to get out of the rain, we're going to be able to do that. So, and I don't think it's going to be a heavy rain. It'll just be like light rain. Because the chance of rain is only like 25% or 35%. Actually, I should pull it up right now, so I should... Let's see if I can get a current look. Here we go. Hold on. So Saturday, partly sunny and humid, late night showers, 25%. Friday, 76 degrees, couple of showers possible. Well, here now it says 95%. See, it's even changed since yesterday. It keeps changing. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. Anyway, just know that we definitely have backup. You know, this is why we're doing it here. And you guys aren't a bunch of witches, right? You're not going to melt with a little bit of rain, right? The great RBB has just come forward and offered me a lift. Thanks. Oh, okay. Thank you, Boston Bear, JT. Shout out to you, sir, for helping pick up our Flat Earth family from the airport. And then there's Stephanie and Sander, too. And if Stephanie and Sander were saying something in the chat about needing a ride, I don't think I've seen them in chat yet. But if you guys are here or listening, we can pray the rain away. Yeah, man. Jesus Freak blocked you? Well, I don't know why that is, Boston Ray. What did you do? Thunder Chicken, I have a 10 by 10 pop-up canopy with sides. There you go. Plus there's lots of covered areas. There's lots of trees. Like this, I don't even know if I even show everything that is on this property in this video. This is the beach area. So, let's see. I mean, we could have, like, the vendors use under this thing if we don't use the big stage. Because what I was going to do is have people, the presenters and stuff, use the big stage. And then I was going to have... Let's see if you can see it from here. No, you can't. Let's see. Keep playing. And then from here to the left... There's a covered area that's for vendors that I was going to have the vendors in that area. So, you know, because of the rain, we're just kind of having to mix it up a little bit. Things are not really set in stone. Here's a fire pit area. But it's going to work out. Everything will be fine. There's plenty of areas that we can use that will not be rained on. So let's see, it always fades out right before. But anyway, there's this little area next to the stage right here that I was going to use for vendors. We may still do it that way. There's the cotton gin stage. So this area right here, this is the pavilion area that we'll probably be using the most. And the other reason that we'll be using it too, as opposed to the big stage, is because this is where the food will be being prepared, right? This is where the kitchen area is. This is where food will be. So you won't be like walking acres and acres, getting wet in the rain. Everything will be tight and close together. It'll be a little snug, but it'll work. It'll work out. Multiple large covered gazebos with electricity throughout. Yes, exactly. So here's a little covered gazebo area. This is right next to the pavilion. We can, if we're not using them for the event, people could just hang out in there. You could put some chairs in there and hang out, It's gonna be awesome. Oops, wrong account. So who's behind tinfoil sombrero today? Hi, Sherry. Oh, it's you, Rico? So, anyway, we're gonna have a good time. There's so many cool places to hang out, even if it's rainy. So, you guys really don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It might be hard to get the bonfires going if it's rainy, I will say that. But it's not going to be cold. So it's not like a cold rain. It's almost like a tropical rain. I compare this place sometimes to like living in like a rainforest, because actually most of the rain we get in the season in this area is in the summertime. Daily downpours in the afternoon, make the roads look all steamy, makes it all humid. Extra fire starters. Yeah. Actually, I can bring some of those too, Sherry. That's a good point. I have a whole big box of that stuff, so maybe I will. And somebody was asking me if you're a camper. I think it was Mark on the show last night. If you're camping, can you cook your own food in your camp area? Well, yeah, if you have a little camping stove, sure. Absolutely. It's camping. It's like actual camping, like where you go into the woods and camp. You just got to clean up after yourself. And I made it easy for people to clean up after themselves. I paid to have the dumpster brought in. So there'll be a big dumpster and you just throw your garbage in the dumpster. It's easy peasy. Hot and humid like a Puff Daddy sex party. Yeah, Brian, thank you for that visual. Dude, the Puff Daddy stuff. So gross. And shameful. Anyway, Run Boston Bear, I know you're doing a lot of running around. If you have trouble, you can maybe get with Ted. Because Ted will also be, Ted's priority is to pick up my presenters and speakers and anybody, who's actually part of the event. But he can also pick up other, if it fits with what he's doing, he can also help. He's my chauffeur for the event. I'm going to be making new car magnets, so I'll have the magnet on the side of the car. So when he's there at the airport picking somebody up, they can just look for the big flat earth transport, or I don't know what I'm going to put on it. What should I put on it? I don't want to put taxi because then the cops will be like, hey, are you running a taxi? What's your license number? Like, I don't want to get him in trouble. So I need it to say something, that's not taxi, like flat earth festivals, shuttle or whatever, or transport. And then I have to put not for hire on it. Okay, cool. Just, let us know. That's so funny. How cute, Rico. Planning on having a breakfast in Spartanburg when me and Blue Pac-Man get there. Nice. Flat Earth Party Shuttle. Oh, I like that, Tony. I might use that. Gotta glue dildos to it? Oh, no thank you. No. This weekend will be amazing. Are you coming, Zulu, or no? I don't even know. You never come to my events anymore. No beers, not in the morning. That's so funny. The only time I ever drank a beer in the morning was I went to this it was this place in downtown Sacramento called Fox and Goose, and they had like British or Irish style food there, like bangers and mash and that kind of thing, and like Scotch egg and all that. And I went there one morning and I had like a big, like hearty breakfast and a glass of Guinness just to do it. Just because when I lived in downtown Sacramento, I would do random weird shit like that just to do it. And I have to say, I fucking loved it. It's not something you should do every day though, because you walk out and you're full and you got a little bit of a buzz on. But kept me going for quite a while that day. I don't even know if I ate anything the rest of that day. I can't have to work. Yeah. Bring a tarp. Yeah, I could bring a tarp. Tarps work. Tarps are cheap. Go to Harbor Freight. They sell big tarps for dirt cheap. Like $10, $20. You can have a tarp for the weekend. Just throw it away when you're done. Hi, Carrie. Happy Moonday. Hello, Leo Slayer on Rumble. At least my Rumble's working. I don't know what I did that one day when it didn't work, but right, and then I'm sitting here saying, yeah, we should get off YouTube and you can go to Rumble, and then it was like not working on Rumble. I was like, ugh. That didn't go very well. Yeah, the rain's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to be a big deal. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm really not. And you guys shouldn't be worried about it either. So, we're going to have a much fuller day, though, Saturday. The second day is when most things are going to be happening. We'll have the three, let's see, Mario, Austin. Okay, so the one person who's not on the schedule officially is Ben Balderson, because Ben's kind of going to be doing his own thing. He's going to be doing the alchemy thing off. It's like not an on-stage thing, so he'll have his own thing going on. And if you're interested in watching the Spagyrix alchemy demo with Ben, you're just gonna have to go to where Ben is, because he had to bring like equipment and stuff, and we're not messing with Ben's equipment. So he's pretty much gonna have his own thing going on. Now I don't know what time he plans on starting. We'll just have to figure that out. See, a lot of this is kind of like playing it by ear. This is just not the same as like a structured or as structured as it was last year for Las Vegas. So, yeah. But it's going to be awesome. I know that. I know it's going to be awesome, and I know we're going to have a beautiful time. What time do gates open Saturday? The same time. 9 a.m. Same with How the World Works exhibit. Yes, Cami, thank you for the reminder. So How the World Works exhibit is going to be going at the Cotton Gin stage, which is just a little bit a ways away from the pavilion that I showed you. Let me bring that video back up. So let's see. So when you go down here, so when you're right here is a trail, right, that goes by the pavilion. Now, if you keep walking down this trail just a little bit, off over here is the Cotton Gin stage. I think that's it right there. You could barely see it in the video. But it's just across the trail and a little bit down from the pavilion. From this pavilion. It's not this covered area, not this one, but another one down just a little bit. Let's see if do I have it in here? I know we took pictures of it. I don't know that I ever. Well, this is the Cotton Gin stage. It's got this drum on it that says the music camp. Do I show a big thing of it? No, this is the guitar. That's backstage. Oh, I don't think I showed a... Okay, I guess I didn't show properly the Cotton Gin stage. Let me see if I can find the picture of it. Man, how do I not have the picture? I don't know, I can't find it. Anyway. Maybe it's here. Oh, here we go. This is the Cotton Gin stage, which is just across the trail and down from the pavilion. Like I said, it'll all be close together. It'll all work out. It's going to be great. Are there cicadas there right now? Yeah, but they're starting to quiet down. Yeah, it's a go with the flow kind of thing. It is. But we'll make sure that we do our best to let everybody know what's going on. But it is a festival. Because my body definitely doesn't fit in the back of my element without my feet hanging out. I tried it. Just get a tarp. Yeah. Hi, Ian. Yeah. There will probably still be some bugs, but it won't be as bad as like full-blown summertime. They're starting to go away a little bit. Valley, you know you can bring your... I said you could bring your thing to get around in. You're gonna need something, and I won't have anything for you. What are you talking about, Rico? Men that hit women. Who hit somebody? They will all just go for Ted. I know, poor Ted. He does get eaten alive by the bugs. Okay, anyway. That's what's up. If you have any questions, you can let me know. This will be interesting. Flat Earth Jam Band featuring Lowry, Crumb, Rico, and Booze. I don't know who this Booze person is, but I'm trusting you guys. Yeah. I mean, it's right there by the river, but the river is moving. I have some hammocks. I have a tent. I'm gonna bring my tent for Tony. Yeah, Eddie Booze. I have no idea who this person is. Eddie Booze did a gravy bunch? Oh, maybe I should go look. I missed that one. Dude. Crumb's my neighbor now. Did you guys know that? It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. I showed him how to mow the grass at the other house. Now I don't have to do it anymore. It's fucking awesome. Let's see. Gravy Bunch. From Boston Bear, Marty Leeds, Jeranism. Oh, here we go. Here's Eddie Booze. Oh, Eddie Booze, is he the one who did the, he did the AC/DC, thing with... Okay. I didn't realize it was that guy. Let's see.
sense to me. I had so many questions as a kid about the model that never got answered.
But
and
I thought
was
everybody
like,
else did get it, and I just didn't. So I kept my mouth shut.
No, it like confirmed to me that my observations my entire life had been true. It was almost like
Pictures of space always look ridiculous.
Crumb looks like he's wearing women's sunglasses.
But, I mean, when, like in history books, when you're like, or science books in elementary school.
Anyway, okay, that's cool. Huh, I'll have to watch this later. That's cool. So it's the guy who did the, he did the AC/DC spoof. Two black eyes? Holy shit, Rico. Yeah, well, did he go to jail? Here's the problem. A lot of women who get abused by men like that, like getting beat like that and getting two black eyes, they don't press charges. The men, even if the men get arrested, the woman on the court date, you have to go to court and you have to say, yeah, I want to press charges. And if you don't show up, they can get dismissed. And then they don't pay for that shit. So you need to tell your friend that that motherfucker needs to go to jail, and then when the court date comes around, she needs to go there with all the pictures of her black eyes, take all the pictures, and say, yeah, he assaulted me, and yeah, he needs to go to jail, and yes, I want to press charges, and she needs to go through with that shit. Seriously. I can't even tell you, because, look, I was abused by my ex-husband. He assaulted me, he broke my arm, okay? He did a lot of horrible shit. I went to court for the court date, and I watched a bunch of women say, no, I don't want to press charges. I'm dropping the charges. And they all walked out. I was the only woman in in court for all these domestic violence cases that day who said, yeah, I'm pressing charges. The only one. So make sure she presses charges. Damn it. He's the county DA. Who gives a shit? He's not above the law. I don't care who you are. Anyway. You know, that's like a lot of cops too. A lot of cops beat their wives. Anyway. Yeah. Press charges. Go to court. Show up in court and say, yes, I'm pressing charges. That's what I would say. If to anybody who's being abused or assaulted, don't let people get away with that shit. If you don't show up and you don't stand up for yourself, that shit just gets dismissed and the person gets away with it. I watched it happen. So don't let people get away with that shit. You're alone on Rumble? Says there's 11 people watching on Rumble and nobody's chatting though. Yeah. It's not a reality company, Rasta Bear. It's realty. Realty, not reality. So you think Brian should call his realty business Dose of Realty? Good Lord. Hilarious. Anyway, speaking of Diddy, I was watching some videos about, because you know this platform X, they share all people when something starts going off. It's actually easy to find a bunch of stuff, a bunch of clips, but this is a clip of Usher. Okay, so I guess the whole thing now is that I see, and I didn't pay attention to all this stuff when it was going on because I wasn't into that type of music. I didn't care about Justin Bieber or Usher or fucking P. Diddy or any of that shit, right? So apparently, P. Diddy, I mean, look at his name, fucking Diddler, Penis Diddler, like, oh my god, P. Diddy was trying to get to Justin Bieber when he was young, and like really seriously trying to get at Justin Bieber, and people were not letting him, and then it became a thing where Usher found Bieber and then started working with Bieber and promoting him, blah, 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 whatever. Got custody of him. I don't know how do these people get custody of Justin Bieber? Like what the hell is wrong with Justin Bieber's parents? How much money did they get paid off to sex traffic their son to the fucking, to these diddlers? You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's like people being trafficked and like all this stuff like right in front of our faces this whole time. And people are just not even paying attention, have no idea. Dose of real estate. You got a promotion at work yesterday? Very good, Brian. See, Brian's doing great. I'm happy for you, Brian. Realty is reality without the I in it. I used to chat with Michael Jackson when I worked at an investment bank. The bank owns the artists. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff about Michael Jackson outing all that stuff. Yeah. She won't follow through. Well, if she doesn't follow through, well then that becomes on her. You know? That becomes on her because she's the only one who can stand up for herself. I mean, seriously. If you don't say no, people will walk all over you. Learn to say no. I'm learned to say no. Hence why this will be the last Flatoberfest. I mean, seriously, how did Bieber's parents... What inside of their head said it was okay to hand over their little white boy to any black man instead of taking care of him themselves? Or anybody, you know? A dose of realty. Raised by gypsies on Rockfin, hello. So anyway, watch this video.
Moved
on Howard
to
Stern.
New York City. and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In
to
the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was
Not
curious.
really,
I
but
got
not
a chance
no.
to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So nobody
it was crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I ain't say that.
Okay.
I didn't
But
say
you
that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like,
Look
can
at his
you stay
face,
up till
no.
4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I
Yeah.
actually stayed up longer than them.
And
I'm young.
and do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. You know, I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
Hell no. Hell no, he would not send his own child to Puffy Camp. Yeah, there was another one. Oh, Jesus. Who is that that's like manhandling Bieber?
Who apparently wanted to know what a Bieber butt felt like.
Thank you. How old are you? I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
Oh, why do people have to put this retarded music over stuff so you can't hear it?
What music you listen to?
Boy, Bieber was like everybody's bitch.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
This is a special birthday for both of us.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Anyway. Oh, here we go. This is the one. This Shadow of Ezra account has a lot of...
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital.
What does his hand sign
That
mean?
situation that Gene was talking about.
What does his hand sign mean? This looks like two legs with a penis sticking out. And what does his hand sign mean?
And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest.
And didn't we just watch a video of Usher?
He took Justin Bieber there.
And we just watched a video of Usher saying he wouldn't send his own child there. But he'll send little white boy Bieber over there to be everybody's little bitch. Shit's wild, man. It's just wild. I really feel bad for Justin Bieber. I feel bad for him. And you know, like, he totally checked out of entertainment and sold his entire catalog or whatever. He just sold everything and was just like checked out. I mean, it's kind of wild. And now all this stuff's coming out. Do you know why none of these people ever get jail time? Because it's not true. It's like a movie, but they have people believing it. Well, I don't know about that. So you're saying all of this is not true? All this horrible stuff that we've already been talking about for years? Like, this isn't new information. Anybody who's been in this for a while has known that this stuff's already been exposed. Like, we have already talked about this stuff. There's videos out there, like, there's some people, actually, there are some channels run by people of color who have been exposing this stuff already for a long time. There's like a whole bunch of videos of rappers and stuff, people discussing how this stuff goes on. And this is part of the deviancy that is rampant. This is just an example of how twisted and inverted everything in this world has become. You know? This is just an example. This is not all of it. But it's like, we've already known about this stuff. So now, all the stuff that we already knew about for years and years, now you're saying is fake? So part of the stuff that woke us up years ago that we were looking into, that's now coming to light, as it should, because, you know, three things will not stay hidden long: the sun, the moon, and the truth. I believe that's true. So. Okay, well, unindoctrinated, if you want to be one of those if you're going to turn into one of those nihilistic people who are going to come in here and say everything's fake, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, then you can believe that everything's fake, but I just don't believe that. I believe that there is some horrible shit going on in this world, and that's why everything is so fucked up. I mean, why else would everything be so fucked up if horrible things weren't going on? Is it all fake? Hi, Spicy Sarah. Couldn't pay you enough to join another band. But Rico, you're in the FE Jam Band. See, Billington said the same thing. Bet Justin's parents don't feel bad. Where is Justin Bieber's parents? What does Sheeplepedia say about him? Canadian born. Mother. Doesn't talk about his dad, though. Bieber's father, Jeremy, is a former carpenter and pro-am mixed martial artist. In March 2014, Rolling Stone characterized Jeremy as having split with Justin's mom when Justin was a toddler and wasn't always around afterward, but he has, as of late, accepted a place of honor in his superstar's son's entourage. Commercial Felony Streaming Act, which would have made unauthorized streaming a felony instead of a misdemeanor. Locked up and put away in cuffs for streaming? Oh, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, let's see. There's a link to click on his mom's name. She managed her son's early career. Her autobiography, Nowhere But Up, was published in 2012 by Christian book publisher Revel and was number 17 on the New York Times bestseller list. As a child, Millette showed an interest in acting and singing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so she wanted to be famous, and so she whored her son out, who didn't have a father around to stick up for him. Is that what's... Teenager through drugs and theft to finding God and having a child at 18. Finding God and then selling your boy, giving your boy to a bunch of black dudes. Like, what the fuck? Just saying, but Diddy wasn't acting very much in Get Him to the Greek. Wasn't a far fetch. I don't even remember seeing that. I didn't see that movie. Barbara Marciniak said they used to make Shirley Temple sit on a brick of ice. Really? What they did to the Olsen twins? Yeah, no kidding. Beaver's mother is his father? What does that mean? What the fuck? Hi, Chicago artist. Right? It's wild. Yeah, I know. I remember Russell Brand is in it, but I didn't watch it. I fucking can't stand Russell Brand. I'm gonna be honest with you. Can't stand it. There was one movie that he was in where he played a douchebag and it fit, so it was a good movie. It was that movie with... I can't remember what it's called. That blonde chick was in it, and Mila Kunis, and then some big ogre-looking writer dude who... Yeah, I can't remember what that movie was called, but it was funny. What they did to Amanda Bynes. Oh yeah, she's messed up too. I mean, look at the history of so many people who get into the entertainment industry young. I mean, they either grow up and become like, you know, twisted, evil, manipulative, abusers, or they become like shells of their former selves and drug addicts, and they're mentally just messed up for life. It's pretty sad, actually. It's pretty sad. So it's like, if anybody can get into can be in that industry at all and like not come out, you know, some sort of warped version of the human being that could have been, well, they're like, you know, beating all the odds. It's like, how do you even be involved in all that and not come out being all fucked up? Yes, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Yes, Brian, that's it. Thank you. That's the movie. That's the movie where Russell Brand basically plays like a douchebag rock star. Like, and it works. It's the only movie that I can watch with him in it. Open the phones. The phones are open. Yeah, it's Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Brian's got it. That's totally it. What's with all these firstborn sons being gay? Yeah, that too. Like, all these famous people dressing their boys up as little girls. Like, what is that? Why would you ever do that? You know? I mean, I've had 3 children. I've had 2 boys and a girl. And the boys are definitely different from the girl. Boys and girls are different. From birth. From birth. 100% different. So why would you... I don't know why people would do that. Why, and what is the obsession with like morbidly obese people recording themselves consuming stuff? Why? Is this what's on TikTok? Because usually these are all TikTok videos. I swear I hate TikTok videos. I hate the format. They're so hard for me to watch. If somebody will send me a TikTok video or link it, and I'm just like, oh, sweet Jesus, does it have to be a TikTok video? I cannot stand it. Is a cop car getting attacked by people in Philadelphia? Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Good morning, Karen B. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing just fantastic. This is your friend out of Houston, Texas. Do you recall my voice?
I do. I don't know your name, though. What's your name?
Say that again?
What's your name?
My name is Jeff.
Jeff. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I do recognize your voice.
Well, you're talking today again about evil, and especially this evil that's coming out of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it is a cesspool, Karen. So here's the question for you. Why is there evil at all?
I don't know.
May I read you a scripture from Isaiah?
Yes.
Okay. Isaiah 45, verse 7 says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
God is the creator of evil.
Yeah.
So how does that, how does that boot up your tootie? How's your booty tootie feel about that?
Well, I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, if you didn't, I ask people this all the time. I'm like, how would you appreciate the good if there wasn't something bad to make you appreciate what is good? Or, and it goes along with free will and all that kind of thing. I mean, it's just the nature of the duality of this realm, I guess. Meant to teach you a lesson.
Very good. I think what you said there is very good, and I would say, relatively accurate. I mean, I'm not the authority. I'm just saying my mind would be with your mind to say that makes sense. But here's one of the stories of the Bible that I want you to think about. Remember all the shit, and I know you guys like to use those, some of the four-letter words. So I throw it in there now again, just so I can feel at home or something. So you remember all the shit that happened to Joseph, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he was kidnapped, he's thrown in a pit first, and then he was sold to slavery, and then he got down there and somebody else betrayed him, and all this shit is happening.
Mm-hmm.
But when the story of the brothers who came to get food, when the famine came, and Joseph saw his brothers and all that, he said, God, you meant it for evil, but God intended it for good. So this is where people need to understand the difference between the will of God and the intention of God. It's God's will that evil exists for the intention of bringing good out of it. So God is using evil to bring about a good that would not otherwise be possible if he did not have evil come and play its role for a time. And that's all that's going to happen. Evil is temporary, and it's not going to last forever. And thank God it's almost over, I think. It is so shitty happening, but it's almost over, and it's wonderful. But that story will help anybody. God let all that shit and evil happen to Joseph, and then in the end, I get it. You turned it all around. And he's the only one that can do it. God is the only one capable of taking evil and making good out of it. Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I just said that because, remember I called you Martha? You're my little Martha friend. And what I mean by that is you're careful and you're troubled about many things, which is not bad. You should be troubled about all this shit. This shit should trouble you. It's troubling shit.
Mm-hmm.
But then the answer is that God's got it all in control, and that the shit is temporary and the good stuff is coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, my friend. You have a great day.
Hey, you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yes. The truth shall be revealed. I mean, isn't this what we all have been wanting for so many years, is for all of these ugly truths to become surface so that people will do something about it, and people will be compelled to step forward and say, you know what, this isn't okay. We're not okay with this. We don't want people in charge of us who are okay with this, with genocide and democide and trafficking children and sexual abuse and all of these horrible, awful things, So yeah, I'm glad that this stuff is coming to the surface, because if it stays hidden, that's how it perpetuates, right? That's how it perpetuates. And people need to stand up and be vocal about not being okay with this stuff, with this behavior, not wanting to support it, ethically, financially, in any way, right? I mean, look at the evil shit our government is doing and is okay with. Is everybody okay with that? Is everybody okay with our government sending bombs to these countries that then drop the bombs on women and children, like babies get their heads blown off by weapons that our government keeps supporting, by proxy, the murder of women and children? Like, is everybody okay with this? I'm not fucking okay with that. No. But then, someone's going to come in here and go, it's all fake. they're just playing you, it's all fake. Well, I don't believe that. Okay? I don't believe that. This stuff's the evil shit's been going on for decades, and it needs to be exposed, and people need to speak up against it. You know? Free will is vital. As we are tested, God leaves it up to us to decide. Yeah, we are here to learn that our actions have consequences, sometimes unintended, and what effects our choices can have. It's our choice, good or evil. Yes. Can't have dawn without darkness. Yes. Hey, Orez, good to see you. Well, don't hurt yourself, Rico. Choice reads choice in a mirror. Everyone I'm close to is sick of it, Karen. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. See, there's this weird dynamic within the truther movement. You know, you get people that show up, and remember Rachel? She was one of them. She doesn't come to my chats anymore. But she would say, it's all fake. This is fake. That's fake. None of it's real. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that just doesn't even make sense that none of this is real. It just doesn't even make sense. I mean, the world is a huge place. Have you traveled? Have you gone to other countries? You know, there are entire dynamics and communities and things going on that we have nothing about. We know nothing about. We have no idea what they're doing, where they are, what they're saying. There's whole other things going on in the world that have nothing to do with us, you know? And there's stuff happening all the time. You know, we talk about, people like to call this a prison planet. Oh, they're keeping us in or walled in with the ice wall, blah, blah, blah. But you're never going to see the entirety of this place in your lifetime. I bet you $1 million you will never see the entirety of this plane in your lifetime. There is just no way you're going to see it all. Okay? So I find it strange that people consider this place a prison plane or a prison planet or whatever you want to call it, because you're never going to see it all. Like if you were and really the limitations set on us are set by other men, by not the creator, by bad actors, by people who seek to have control over others, right? For financial gain or gain of power, whatever their twisted shit is that goes on in people's heads, right? This is imposed upon us by other men, not the creator. So the creation is not a prison. The prison being imposed upon us is by other men, psychologically, physically, through force or threat or whatever, not the creator. If all the bullshit being imposed upon us by governments and men wasn't around, and we were just like living, you know, as we were meant to live, free to roam, free to sprawl and make trade and do whatever we want to do on these lands or use the resources. You know what I'm saying? If we were free to live, then you would never see the whole earth. You would never go to every country. You would never go and see every bit of coastline. You would never sail every bit of sea. Okay, never. I mean, unless you started when you're born and you can't even remember it and somebody starts toting you around to take you, you're never going to see it all. So I find it, at least that's how I see it. I don't see why anybody would call this place a prison, right? Even if you can't go beyond Antarctica, even if that is the shore, the shoreline, the boundary, right? Even if it is, so what? You're never who cares? There's so much other stuff in here. There's so much stuff to see. There is way more than a human's lifetime worth of things to live and experience here in this physical realm in which we live. And then who knows what's after this, right? Then you go off to another dimension, right? You shed your physical body, and your energy then goes up, whatever, however you want to describe it, however you think of it, your soul, your spirit, whatever, right, goes back to the spirit world, or to the unseen world, another dimension. And we know there are unseen forces, right? We know that of the electromagnetic spectrum and all this physicalness that we live in, it's like 1/1,000,000th of what actually exists and what is in this realm. We just can only detect so much of it with the limitations of the physical body we're in now. But beyond this, it probably gets way more intense and way cooler, you know? Anyway, I digress. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Yeah. Yeah, don't punch hard things. Rico, don't you have like a punching bag or something that you can punch? Like, punch something soft. Go punch a mattress or something. Why are you punching trees and dumpsters? You know, get those big clown inflatable gloves and punch stuff. That's the ticket. I don't know how fake they can make a war. It's not fake. The small town my relatives live in Poland is now like half Ukrainian, and my aunt runs the daycare and says even the babies are traumatized. Aww. Good morning, Jason Ray. Rachel was born a male, so yeah, I know. So it's, yeah, I know. Have you seen the 2 moon thing? Oh no, I heard about it. Let's look at it. Thanks for bringing that up. Let's see. No, not a map. News. Earth's mini moon. Earth will have 2 moons for a while this fall. Good Lord. Temporary mini moon will begin orbit around Earth next week. What to know? Earth will temporarily get a second moon next week when a tiny asteroid begins its 2-month orbit around the planet, though researchers say the space rock likely won't be visible without the help of a professional telescope. What constitutes a professional telescope? Key facts. NASA-funded scientists discovered a tiny asteroid which they named 2024 PT5 on August 7th using the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System in South Africa during routine monitoring, according to a recent study published in Research Notes of the American Astronomical Society. The asteroid came from the Arjuna asteroid belt, which is a group of asteroids 93 million miles away that follow Earth-like orbits and will temporarily join the moon in its orbit around the Earth next week, becoming a mini-moon. Asteroid 2024 PT5 is about the size of a bus, standing at around 33 feet long. Remember, somebody Alex was telling me last night that they said it was 33 feet long, and researchers predict it will make a horseshoe-like orbit around Earth instead of a full rotation around the planet. Though the mini-moon will only be in Earth's orbit for about 2 months, it'll stay close to the planet for a few months, making its closest approach January 2025, after which it's expected to make a return to the planet's orbit in 2055, according to the study. 57-day orbit around Earth on September 29th, and it will end November 25th. So it starts the 29th. What is a mini-moon? When asteroids approach Earth, they typically either fly by the planet or they hit it and leave a streak in the sky or dent in Earth's crust. However, in more rare cases, they are captured by Earth's gravitational pull, becoming a mini-moon, according to the Planetary Society. Mini-moons orbit Earth for a short time, typically less than a year on average, In order to be considered a mini-moon, a space body must reach Earth at a range about 2.8 million miles and at a steady space of around 2,200 miles per hour. Steady space or pace. The study's lead author and professor at Universidad blah 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 Madrid. Once 2024 PT5 completes its orbit, it will return to the Arjuna asteroid belt. So is it like a traveling asteroid? Whatever. Can you see the mini-moon? Unfortunately, the mini-moon won't be visible by the naked eye due to its size, according to the study. The asteroid is also too small and dim for typical amateur telescopes and binoculars. Professional-grade telescopes with a diameter of at least 30 inches and a charge-coupled device or complementary metal oxide semiconductor detector are needed to see the mini-moon. So no. None of you guys are going to see that. Apparently you have to be part of an observatory because a 30-inch telescope is massive. Even most amateur telescope users are like 8 or 10 inch. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen B. Tony Coriolis.
Hey, Tony. What's going on?
Not much. I got 2 days of work, and then I'm heading out that way. So I'm excited for this week. And, so I had my dad so I went to Atlantic City for Flat City. I went to Flatoberfest. So I already told my parents, come on, flat. But they don't get it. So my dad on Facebook sees something about the mini-moon and tags me in it and says, is this real? And there's so many questions to it, but I don't know why they're calling it a moon. Like, it doesn't have phases. Like, how stupid is this thing? And you can't even see it unless you have a high-powered telescope.
Yeah, I agree. It's stupid. And any other asteroid that comes by, they're just like, oh, there's an asteroid coming by. Why is this one a moon? It's stupid.
Totally. And how would they even see this one? So what? They're looking way far off, like, oh, looks like this one's coming this way. Let's start talking about it. 33 feet. It's so weird.
Yeah, and it just doesn't even make sense. How do they even see something 2.8 million miles away that's 33 feet across? I don't believe you.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
That's almost as far as the sun.
Yeah, so...
Oh, wait, no, it's not. I'm sorry.
Totally.
The sun's 93 million miles away. I'm stupid.
Yeah, and I saw something, too. It said it's going to appear as dark, like only a 22 on the luminosity scale or something. So it's going to be really dark, and you need a certain type of telescope to see it. I don't know. But
well, it says a 30-inch. A 30-inch telescope. Most people, like even large amateur telescopes, are 10. And they cost thousands.
Yeah, and what's that other kind? Is a hydrogen alpha? Is that one telescope?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard you got to use one of those, but I don't know. I heard that from something else I actually wanted to bring up to you. So did you see the whole golden ticket thing with Crumb, how he was on the panel?
Yes.
Okay, so me too. And after watching that, I was like, who is this winner person? Like, what? So I downloaded that app and I checked the SE gang that was shouted out,
Is it what even app is it? Is it on Clubhouse?
Yeah, it's on Clubhouse, which I haven't heard of before, but other people have said, no, it's been around, so
it has been
I don't
around.
know. I never heard of it.
I'm actually on Clubhouse. I've been on Clubhouse since you had to be in on invite only, but I never go in there because it's just an app where you just go into rooms and talk. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just a talking app. And I don't really want to talk to all these people, so I don't go in there.
Yeah, and I just kind of popped in a little bit, and I was hitting them with some like, oh, what do you guys think of that second moon? And they're all, like, who are you? And I go, I'm over at YouTube. I'm hanging out there watching Flat Earth stuff. I just didn't know who this winner girl, Liz Beth, was. So I popped in, and I don't know, they seem all right, but kind of Discordy where, like, there's no real topic. Like, I like watching
it's a
show.
Chat
like,
room.
I like...
It's a voice chat room. Like, how can you really be sharing any sort of anything of value when you can't put any... I mean, I don't know if Clubhouse has changed, but it was like literally there's a room and people just go in and talk. You don't share pictures, you don't post memes, you can't share links to videos or any of that stuff. It's just talking.
Yeah, that still is exactly what it is. And I just found it interesting what it was. But either way, I did hang out there for a little bit. You know, it is flat earther people, I guess. You know, it is. But then you always get into that thing where someone even joined in and they go, "Isn't it weird? What is everyone going to do when the second moon comes? And Diddy just happened. Is it related to that?" Like, okay, come on. Like, what am I here listening to? Like, so kind of. But it was cool, and the people were all right. So I at least just shouted out Flatoberfest to them. To a couple of them, and that one girl who won ends up being, she lives in South Carolina, I guess.
Okay.
And then, so I said, like, well, what do you think, you know, about it? And then she pulled the Patricia card of, oh, I got 3 cats. I'm probably not going to go. And I was like, yeah, no problem. You know, just figured I'd tell you about it, you know. So I just shouted out to that crew, which I still think is a little suspect. And I mean, they were chill. They were cool with me, but still, what is that group? And Duffy says, oh, because you got such a big following. There's 2,000 people in that group on Clubhouse. And what does that really mean? Does that mean a big following? I don't know. I don't think so.
2,000 is not that big of a following. I've seen Clubhouse. There's people with followers on Clubhouse, even like over a year ago when I was messing around on there, that had like tens of thousands of followers. 2,000 is not shit.
Yeah, that group had only 2,000. So, and never more than like, you know, 10, 11 people in the chat even.
And there's no,
so yeah,
and there was and what was the criteria for even getting that golden ticket? It was just Will Duffy just picks you. It's just, you know, it was just at his discretion. So there's no like criteria that were met. There's no even understanding of what her technical abilities are as far as going to Antarctica with equipment and being able to properly visually document, or document in any sort of meaningful way what she sees or what is observed there. So it just seemed very just bullshitty to me. Very, very bullshitty.
This whole thing is kind of everything new is just, looking like that. Exactly. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so the chick that was picked as a winner said she might not go because she has 3 cats?
Yeah, she said, she said she might not go to Flatoberfest, I was saying, because of the 3 cats. So,
but
she pulled the Patricia card.
But she'll go to Antarctica.
Yeah. What are you going to do for the cats there? Yeah, good question. But yeah, hey, I am here on my last day of work before I come out, and I'm just ready to party, everyone. Shout out to someone I saw in the chat, Coherence888, Victoria. What up? Meet you out there at Flatoberfest.
Awesome.
All right. Can't wait to be out there. Peace out, everyone.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you again, Tony. We'll see you soon.
Oh, for sure, Karen. And props to Ted for being the shuttle driver. That's awesome. I'd hate to be driving around, but props to you, Ted.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yep.
Later. Let's return to the Transformers and Decepticons discussion. Thank you, Karen, for the free membership. Oh, I didn't give that to you. That was Valley Parks gifted a bunch of memberships earlier. The Shoe Man is blasting right now. Anyone else feel it? Is it? Let me just scan through chat. What did I miss? There is no moon. It's a space station. Once I punched my steering wheel so hard that I got pulled over because my airbag came out. You need to get yourself a punching bag or something. If you need to vent like that, you need to do it safely. Give yourself that outlet. And how come they're not saying we're all gonna die like they usually do when an alleged asteroid goes by? Yeah. Gotta mix it up once in a while, right? To keep it fresh. Totally a shill. Yeah, I don't know anything about these people. A loser woman excuse. Cats are outside animals who hunt and bring what they have hunted in gratitude to their human pals. Yeah, I've got 2 cats that are mostly outside cats. Actually, I mean, I didn't even like seek to have these cats. They're just cats that showed up out of the woods, and we just started feeding them, and now they hang out here. They're our porch kitty and our garage kitty. And yeah, they just hang out. We feed them, but like they kill stuff and eat it too. And keep their mouth shut. The world will see serious FE activism when more Hexicans are financially free. Yes, Orez. Yes. Yes. God willing. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen B. It's Ron Boston Bear. JT, how are you?
Oh, good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Did you change your number? Because I called the other one.
Well, yeah, the other number was the Strange World call board number. And when I was doing Strange World, I had access to the call board, but when I left Strange World, I lost access to the call board, and now I go back to my Google Voice number, which is the 666 number. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So just save this one only?
Yeah, I don't use the other one anymore. That's Mark's call-in number.
Perfect. Yeah, I had called and I was on hold for like 12 minutes with no background music, and I was like, this is weird. But then I figured it out once I saw Tony.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited about coming out, and I took notes like I'm going to bring my little hammock and rain gear, just like a light rain jacket just in case, maybe a little umbrella for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about the rain either. It's going to be light and in silicone spray, like you can put on your shoes or your hat, and it really makes any kind of moisture just wick off and makes your clothes not get wet. So I'm going to hit that up on my hat and my shoes.
Silicone. So what is that? Is there a name for it? Is that all it is silicone spray to waterproof
Yeah.
stuff or what?
Mm-hmm.
I might
like
do that.
Walmart, Target, any camping place, you just look for it's just like silicone in a can, and you just hit it. Like I've done it many times before the Boston Marathon. Like I'll kind of lightly coat. It's like you're just painting your shoes lightly and let it dry. And I'll usually hit it with a second coat, let it dry, and then it makes all the fibers not absorb the water, but just wick it away. You can just shake it off.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me some of that stuff.
Yeah. And it's awesome. I'm coming in, like I'm flying from DFW, and I lay over in CLT, and then I'll land at GSP, which is the Greenville airport, like 30 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pick up my car. I'm going to get another car from Toro. I really like that. It's like Airbnb for cars. So I got a Infinity Q60, like a little 400 horsepower twin turbo car.
Oh, wow.
to mess
nice.
around with. Do what?
I said nice.
Yeah. My wife and I've used Toro before and gotten like Teslas and, big like Land Rover Defenders when my dad turned 75. Just, it's a lot more fun to know exactly the car you're getting,
mm-hmm.
and that's what you pick up, and it's usually more fun and about the same price. I mean, maybe a tiny bit more than rental car companies, and that's what I'm going to do, and drive back to the airport I flew in from. My layover is going to be at CLT. That's where I'm picking up Richard from. It's only an hour drive, and I'll pick him up, come back, pick up Carol at 9:59 from GSP, and it's just going to be an adventure. Like me picking people.
When does Richard get in to Charlotte?
He lands at 7:46 p.m. So I don't know if there's any other folks that are there at that time, but if not, I have no problem going and getting them.
7:46 p.m. on Thursday.
On the 26th, Thursday. Yep.
Okay. I don't know. No, okay, I have to get Mario, but Mario's flying into GSP, so...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess...
And I got to figure out where Witzett's flying into and if he's bringing his whole fam or not, because he was going to do maybe an Airbnb and bring everybody, but if not, I offered him a ride as well.
Oh, Whitsid is coming by himself, I think.
Okay.
At least
Yeah,
that's
I'll
what
reach
I
out
think
to
he
him.
told me, that like it became just too big of a deal for them with their
Mhm.
2 little ones and stuff. They didn't want to do it. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Although,
That's cool. I got to
are we
meet-
going to tell them that
Go ahead.
traveling gets harder when the kids get older? Like when they're babies, that's when it's easy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Did we tell them that? I'm like, man, because when the babies, you can just stick them and strap them in their little chair and they can't go anywhere. But when they can walk and like do stuff and scream and like mess with things, that's when it gets hard to travel.
I don't know. We just got back like 2 days ago. My whole family got back from flying from DFW to Sacramento, and we went up to where we used to live in Vacaville, and I worked for Fleet Feet, and my old boss had a 20-year anniversary, so we flew in to celebrate with her because we had called her to announce that Becky was pregnant with our 4th kid. So we went ahead and flew up there with our 8, 6, and 4-year-old. They fly great. They travel great. I mean, we almost took up a whole row on the plane. And we rented a Suburban, which was really great to drive. It had like intelligent cruise control, like the heads-up display. So we did the party, and then we went up to Yosemite. I was going to tell you, it was amazing. Becky and I went to Yosemite before we had kids, and now we took our 8, 6, and 4-year-old. We went to Glacier Point and hiked a little bit. There were parts of the trail where I was like, okay, come here, kids, hold my hand.
Mhm.
Because on the edge of the trail, it was like such a steep, they would not stop rolling, and then you could see that it went to the edge of a cliff. It's like, no, you are not going to play, you're not going to run, you're not going to jump. We're going to walk together on this trail. I mean, it was pretty epic. And we got to see the overlook, like the tunnel view where you see El Capitan, where Alex Honnold did his free solo in Half Dome. We got to see the huge sequoias at Glacier Point. I mean, it was an epic trip. And I mean, nobody really lost their mind. My kids have been traveling since they were born, so it just depends on how you raise them.
Mm-hmm. Well, so your youngest is 4?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm talking about like the 2 to 3 age. There's that
Mhm.
period there where it's like, it's just tough. At least it was for me.
Yeah. It's funny. But I remember flying solo. I think I had a baby and a 2-year-old, and I flew to, from Northern California back to Dallas to come see my dad. I just flew alone, just dragging everything. It was kind of funny. But, there's definitely crazy moments where they're losing their mind, and you just kind of have to manage and survive. But, I'm super excited about this next trip. I'm really blessed because I was able to fly out to the Truth and Freedom Conference, where Whitsid and Joe Hanvey and Aloha from Florida, those different guys were speaking on biblical cosmology. That was epic. And then I'm able to go to Flatoberfest, and it's just going to be so much fun getting back with people because Vegas was epic. Getting in person with people, looking them in the eyes, talking about this truth journey, because even from last year, even from Vegas to now, so much more momentum has come where everybody's asking questions about what the heck is going on, and it's easier to talk about flat Earth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, last thing I got, Dave Weiss had his first space on X, and it's just like a voice call where everybody can jump on. I think he had like 300-something people, and he made it to 200,000 app users, and he invited me to be co-host, so I finally got to see what it was like to allow particular people on the stage, which is like you can have 10 speakers at a time. And I had to keep track of who was raising their hand when and keep it in order and kind of moderate a little bit when people were trolling. But it was fun. It was fun to hang out and just celebrate, everything everything he has on his app that gets around the censorship, and then the Dome coin that he started with Matt Long. So fun day the other day.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yep. So that's all I got, unless you have anything.
I do not.
All right, well, keep on rocking. Your show's great, and we'll see you in a few days.
All right, thanks for calling.
All right, peace.
Bye. You have night vision? Night vision might be fun to bring. Nobody should be siliconing their boobs. What happened there? Babies are hard to take on a plane. Yeah and no. See, I'm telling you, when you can keep the child, when they can't get away from you, it's easier. Like there's that, they call it the terrible twos, but age 3 for me is like the most difficult age of a child because they're mobile, but they have no awareness or filter. They're just running wherever in the street, you know, it's just like, ah. Anyways, I had a boy that would run. He would just run into the street and just do wild stuff. And it was like high anxiety. I seriously probably should have bought a leash for that child. I considered it, but I didn't do it. But man, I'm telling you what, I probably could have saved myself a lot of anxiety if I had just sucked it up and put a leash on my child. Because sometimes you get a runner. See, my daughter is not a runner. My daughter was clingy. She's like not leaving mommy's side, right? That was great. But the boys are like, destroy, rah, bam, 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 I'm going out. You know, it's total. This is what I'm saying. Boys and girls are totally different. Totally different. One-hour car ride with a 61-year-old can be difficult too. That's too funny. Brian's code is DOR10. MS, no, that's not Mark Sargent. Mark Sargent uses his channel name that says Mark K. Sargent. And Mark hasn't been in my chat since I left Strange World. Just saying. It took him like years to even show up in my coffee talk chat, and then when I left Strange World, he just stopped. Hail, Ben. I'm a twin, and my mom used to leash us. Used to leash us back in the 80s. Seriously. Oh, we're just talking about traveling with little children, young children, and, you know, I don't know what he is. He should be happy. Now he's live streaming. He's getting all these views on his channel. I bet his sub count's growing because he's streaming from his own channel now. Like he should have been, you know, because he used to say he would never live stream, and now he does. And he's in charge of his own show, which is good, right? He doesn't have to 105k subs, so yeah, his sub count's going up. Look at, and he gets good views at 4.1 thousand views, 6.8 thousand views. He gets a bunch of views. Look, he gets more views now than he used to because the views aren't split between my channel and his channel. So this would be a show 443. That's a show that I would have been on because that's 7 months ago. 2.7 thousand views. So now he gets at least double or triple the views on his show, on his channel. So there you go. He should be happy. Rose 777 Manson Clubhouse about a year ago. Yeah, I was hanging out on Clubhouse with Rose for like a minute, but it's just another app. Like it's just when you're a one person operation like most of us creators are, it gets very time consuming and very difficult to add other applications and keep up with them and updating them. Like, I just gave up after a while. It's very hard. There's no way I can keep, 8 different things constantly updated at the same time with up-to-date information. And like still have a life and like care for my family and my children and my home. It's like, I just can't do it. Quality over quantity. I agree, sir. The trick with babies is to feed them at takeoff and landing and help their ears equalize in pressure. Yes, I agree, around Boston Bear. I used to... Well, I was a breastfeeder, so I would put the cover on and I'd slap them on the boob. And they would be good to go. They'd pass out. You can either research or run a show. You can't do both, right? Like, you need producers. You need someone to take the load off of some of that busy work. That it's like administrative. I don't know if that's really the work for it, but it's just, all of that the manual labor work. It's not even real manual labor, but where you have to sit down at the desk, and it doesn't involve any sort of online time or live streaming. It's where you sit down and you update stuff, you upload videos, you post link, but whatever, update your information, all that stuff. Because this I can live stream to this app, but I can't live stream over here. So you got to download the video and then go upload it on this platform so it can be on that platform. Or YouTube decides that they don't want that on there and take down off YouTube. You got to upload it to another thing. Blah 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 blah. It's a freaking nightmare. It's a freaking nightmare. Which is why I want to totally change up the way that I've been doing stuff and go back to edited videos. For the most part, I mean, you just can't. It's too time consuming. There's an app for that. Yes, exactly, Alex. TV shows have a team. People have a team. Like, people like Jim Brewer have a team, right? But also he has a big platform where he can afford to pay these people to do stuff. But if you're like someone like me who doesn't have that big of a platform, and you're just trying to expose the evil and the darkness in the world, or you're trying to, communicate with people about how they can, live a better life or not live in fear or be a place where people can vent out about that stuff. Like, yeah, that's never gonna grow. It's never gonna be popular unless you're spreading some sort of clickbaity bullshit or some fantastical, oh my gosh, dopamine inducing sort of content. Yeah, there's just no way. So it's cool. Just change what I'm doing and just change the format in a more manageable way for me to keep doing things the way I want to do it myself. That's it. That's all there is to it. Just got to change how you do stuff. And that doesn't count making shorts and such and advertising them around, right? I will be in the market for a chocolate lab puppy in December. Keep your eyes out for me, guys. Gotta be near Charlotte. I mean, as long as your pit bull isn't aggressive and gonna, hurt other animals, Valley, nobody cares. Yeah, as long as you keep control of your animals. Hi lab, best dog, easiest to train ever. Yeah, well, I'm sure labs are more trainable than pit bulls. I love pit bulls, like Remington, loved Remington, but I had to keep that motherfucker on lockdown. Right? I had to keep him on lockdown. There was no, you were not trying to set that dog loose in public or anything like that, right? What happened? I got a tip. Tip from Carrie B. Hey, thank you, Carrie. Shout out to you, Carrie. Appreciate you. You are a wonderful person. Appreciate all your support and always being in chat and being a cool person. I have a pit bull. It's my neighbor's dog who comes here as a puppy and won't go home. Came here as a puppy and won't go home. I love pit bulls. They're awesome dogs. My dog, man. And it was funny because the other day I saw some thread on X where people were talking about you should never own somebody was saying if you have children you should get them a dog, and then people were saying but not a pit bull, not a pit bull, and I'm like, shit. I had a pit bull that we bought as a puppy, 7-8 weeks old, brought him home, and he grew up with my baby. My daughter was 1 year old, and when we got this puppy, and that puppy, Remington, loved her, followed her everywhere, was her little sidekick Shadow. He watched her. There were times when we'd be hanging out in the yard and I had him tied up in the yard and Carriana was just a toddler and she started walking into the woods and Remington started barking, and alerted me. He was like barking at her and I look and I go, hey, where you going, little girl? Like he was warning me. He would warn me if she would try to take off. He watched her. He was a true nanny dog. He loved her. He used to sleep in her room. I always left him alone with my babies, and he never, ever, ever once acted like he was ever going to hurt my babies. Never even not even close. I never felt uncomfortable leaving him alone in the room with my children. In fact, and people who go, oh, your children are in danger. No, you're in danger if you go in there. They're fine. You're in danger if you go in that room, not them. You don't get it. But whatever. Hey, Chi-Chi. Dog breeders are pieces of garbage. There are no shortage of dogs for yeah, exactly. I agree. There's no shortage of dogs for adoption. Golden Lab. Oh, Brian, you could get an old Yeller dog. Shit, Pitbull's kid as safe as you can get. Exactly, Ben. That's what I'm saying. I have a pit bull and a chihuahua, and he's a little bastard who needs watching. Right? I had a chihuahua that actually did bite a couple people. My pit never bit anybody. He never, you had to watch him around other people's dogs. He wasn't dog friendly, but people would come to ask anybody who lives here locally. We'd have parties we have cookouts at the house. People bring their children, and he just, whatever, right? Face to face with them. He loved it. He had no issue with anybody ever. But I did keep him, I kept him under control because if he got out, he would hurt other animals, right? Like he would go somewhere and hurt other animals or possibly get hit himself. Next dog I get will be a wolf. Thunder Chicken, you're crazy. I've heard so many horror stories about people having wolves. I mean, you're talking about getting a dog that can run for hundreds of miles. And, and that dog gets away from you, good luck. Good luck. My Pitty loves everyone. She's so good. Right? They're great with people. They're fantastic with people. I love Pitties. And I would love to have another pit bull, but the only reason why I don't even know if I would get another one is because you can't freaking take them anywhere without people freaking out. Is that a pit bull? You can't have that dog here. And I'm like, shit, my dog is like the best dog ever. My dog never does anything bad to anybody. But the stigma around it makes it hard. But they're great dogs. Yeah, pit bulls get a bad rap because when they do bite, it's bad news. They're much more powerful than a Chihuahua, but yeah, little dogs bite more than big dogs. Had Huskies for a while. That was close enough. Yeah, Huskies too. They will run. They will run. What program do you use to stream? Trum showed me Talk Studio by Streamlabs, and I did my first live interview the other day. More to come. I just stream through OBS. I don't use StreamYard. I stream through OBS. Streamlabs OBS. Talk Studio by Streamlabs. I guess that's like their version of StreamYard. I guess. I haven't used it. I love basically all dogs, yes. Oh, Ted. Hi, Ted. What's heterochromia? What does that mean? Oh, one brown, one white. I was accosted in the forest by a couple yelling at me. I wasn't wearing a mask and my pit bull made them back off. She would have just licked them. That's hilarious, Sherry. I know. Like, Remington was an intimidating looking dog. He was a beefy, big pit bull, and I'd put a spiked collar on him. But he was sweet as pie. Gonna get a paddle boat and a dog. All your pit bulls have it. I love your pits, Ben. They're so cute and sweet. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. If I want to have people on, I just open a Zoom call and I do it through Zoom. But if I don't stream as much, I may start doing it a different way. Pit bulls are treated like the Mexicans of dogs. They're a great family dog. They like to party too. I love pit bulls. Yeah, there's a bit of a learning curve for OBS, but it is superior. You have way more control. You can do much more things. It's more customizable. You know, for me, it's just better. I was using OBS before Streamlabs and all that, or before StreamYard and all that came out anyway. And like Brian and I were using StreamYard for a while to stream Unveiling This Realm and stuff, but you know, the sound quality and it just wasn't so great. Like there's just certain things that you kind of sacrifice when you're using those programs. Like it's user friendly and it's easy to use. The interface is really easy, but you're sacrificing other things, right? Like a higher quality audio or a higher quality video. Like on Streamlabs, I can change, you know, the resolution at which I stream. Like I've increased the resolution of my stream. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I stream in HD, and I was streaming in 720, and now I'm streaming in 1080. But you know, there's just certain things like that you could just change it. That's all. $11.11. Ooh, can I play my 11:11 video? I'm gonna play my 11:11 video. Yeah, buddy. It's 11:11. Spirits listening. 11:11. New resonate. Beginning. Reflect. Visualize. Opportunity. 11:11. Spirit listens, knows more than we do. Visions manifest in mind. Manifest your reality. Living abundance. Yeah. Good times. Good times. You just made up numbers, mumbo jumbo. Leo Slayer says you did both marking yourself a favor. I did. I feel like I did. Right? Like, I left because, look, I'm not gonna lie. It was hard. It was hard for me to stay up. Like, anybody who watches Strange World Live, you'll notice that you don't see me in chat. Why? Because I'm in bed. I'm literally in bed. I was going to bed at the time. I'm always in bed by the time Strange World was starting. Tuesday, right? Except Tuesday I would stay up late just to do the show. And I had to drink coffee to stay awake. You know, and then I was like feeling crappy the next morning because I was a little bit low on sleep, because after Strange World they have a after hours hangout where you talk and stuff, which is cool, but for me it would be like till 1 and 2 in the morning. And I just don't stay up that late anymore. You know, then I would get like 4 and 5 hours, like 4 hours of sleep maybe, you know. And then I gotta get up and I gotta drive my son to school. You know, I got stuff I gotta do in the morning, and it just was getting increasingly harder for me. So, I'm gonna tell you what, it was very easy for me to reabsorb that Tuesday evening back into my regular sleep schedule. I'm not a stay up late type of person. Like, did you guys see the little impromptu stream that me and Chief Crow did last night? Like, after that, I shut the computer off and I went and I got in bed. You know, I'm an old lady. Did you see all my gray hair? I'm an old lady now. I don't want to be staying up late. I get up with the sun. Sometimes I get up before the sun. Yeah, I was half dead. Yeah, I can't stay up late. I just can't do it. It's so hard for me anymore. Mm-hmm. You're a farmer, Karen. No need to stay up so late online, right? I like getting stuff done early, being done early. You know? I feel like my circadian rhythm has synced with the sky clock. And it feels good. I like being in that spot. I like that. You know, when I was younger, I used to be like a nocturnal person and stay up late and stuff. I don't need to do that anymore. Now, I want to sleep. And then I want to wake up to the early light and the birds chirping and the dewdrops on the grass, and it makes me happy. If you're an old lady, that makes me an old man. Yeah. I mean, I'm joking. I don't really feel old. I really don't feel old. You know, I am older though, and I need to like remember that sometimes, because I still think and feel like younger, like I could still kick some ass. The only time I can really engage is between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. because of the kiddos in the fam. Actually, you know what? Yeah, when my children were younger, that would be me too, but now, nah. The veil is thinner in the AM. I like that. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Yes, Billingtano. If it makes you happy. Oh my god. I might have to play a song to get that out of my head now. Hey, James Ritchie, thank you so much for the tip on Rockfin, sir. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. Thank you for that. Could probably still kick some ass. As long as people think so. Hey, Artist Seer, good to see you. So anyway, anything else going on? How long have I been streaming for? I know I started early, a little early today. 2 hours and 13 minutes. It's 11:17. So funny that you think you're old if you could hear the way Atticus talks about you. Well, you know what? Knowing that your little boy has a crush on me does help me feel young again. So thank you, Atticus, for helping me feel young. Yes. And my phone is open, by the way. It's 704-666-1776. That is my call-in number. Atticus is Rico's little boy. You're gonna be 40 in 6 weeks, Sarah? Oh, we gotta have a big party! We're gonna have a big party. Yes, what Sherry said, birthday party meetup. Anyway, so what else is going on in the news? What other nonsense? Israel's bombing the shit out of Lebanon still. So there you go. Indiscriminately bombing civilians, women and children. Oh, look at this. Here we go, we're pushing the vapor canopy ice ring theory. This is crap. Oh, is it behind a paywall? Oh, because it's New York Times. Earth only has one moon next week, that won't be true. Soyuz capsule returns to Earth with a Soyuz capsule with 2 Russians and 1 American from the International Space Station. So what? I don't get it. Soyuz capsule carrying 2 Russians and 1 American from the International Space Station landed Monday in Kazakhstan, ending a record-breaking stay for the Russian pair. Are these the guys who were stranded, or was it our people who were stranded? I haven't been following this bullshit very closely. Capsule landed in Kazakh steppe about 3.5 hours after undocking from the space station in an apparently trouble-free descent. In the last stage of the landing, it descended under a red and white parachute at about 7.2 meters per second, with small rockets fired in the final seconds to cushion the touchdown. The astronauts were to be extracted from the capsule and placed in nearby chairs to help them adjust to gravity. Oh, right. Remember when they used to, when the astronauts would come from space and they would wheel them off in stretchers, and they'd cover them with a blanket? I don't know if you guys remember that. I remember being, when I was little, like in the 80s and 90s, and they'd be like showing people come back from space, and they're like putting them in a blanket, and they're putting them in a wheelchair, and so dumb. Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chubb returned after 374 days aboard the space station. On Friday, they broke the record for the longest continuous stay there. Wait a minute. Wasn't there some woman who was in space for like 666 days? So how can you say that this 774 days was the longest stay on the space station? Also in the capsule was American Tracy Dyson, who was in the space station for 6 months. Do they video the landing? It's just a picture. I want to see video. How come they don't show video of the landings like America does? Oh, I haven't muted.
Space station. The team touched down in a remote area of Kazakhstan.
Touchdown.
Oh my God.
Right on.
Did you see that? There's no way people are inside of that. If they, come on. Come on. Dude.
Touchdown.
I feel like
Right
if you
on
were
the
inside
money.
that, you'd break your freaking
Textbook
neck.
touchdown on the
And
steppe
your
of
back.
Kazakhstan.
Your
Tracy
neck and your
Dyson
back.
is home after 184 days in space. Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chub are home after 374 days in space, a record for an International Space Station mission.
I mean, you can hear the excitement in the announcer's voice right there. It feels like the 13th hole at the Masters or something. CNN's Tom Foreman joins us now with how she got home and the mission. Tom.
Yeah, it was an amazing. Look at the numbers. The numbers are really astonishing here. 184 days up in space, 2,944 orbits, and 78 million miles. That's a lot of travel. Now, interestingly enough, Oleg Kononenko, the commander who was with her there from Russia, he was up. He holds the record now for the most days in space, 1,111. That's the all-time record. He was up for more than a year this time around. Anyway, she did a lot of great work up there, about 6 months. Easier way to think about it. She did research into stem cell research, 3D printing of heart tissues, operating robots on Earth from space, and fire safety and microgravity, among many other things. This really was a great flight for her. And you know what she said all along? The hardest part in all of this? Time away from her family, which I can well imagine. Astronauts go through a lot of that.
So how extensive of an
Whatever.
operation would...
Did you guys see the video of that thing landing? Holy shit, what a backbreaker. What a backbreaker. That was exactly, it's a hard hit. I feel like you'd be breaking like the many bones in your body. There's no way. There was an explosion, right? Super Dave Osborne. Oh my God, Super Dave. I forgot about Super Dave. And they hit the ground going 80 miles per hour? Seriously. Is that the only video? Let's see.
The pressure in the landing area is 731, copy. 731.
There is the jettisoning of the heat shield right on time. This exposes the altimeter that feeds information into
Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
How high up.
Hey, this is Dennis. What's happening?
Hey Dennis, how's it going?
All right. I just had a quick comment. You were watching about, it's a thought. Anyway, you were watching just now before I called about the space station or the mission to the alleged space station that came back. The thing that caught my attention about it, and correct me if I'm mistaken, this was a joint mission, a joint exercise between Americans and Russians, correct? It involved both.
Apparently, allegedly, yes.
Yeah, so because there were Americans apparently owning it, that a Russian spacecraft or some Russian vehicle brought. So it's going to involve some, in spite of all that's going on, it's going to involve some measure, apparently, of cooperation between the United States and Russia, in spite of all the politics that's been going on. And what that reminds me of is in 1969, about 2 weeks before the alleged moon landing, or the fake moon landing, American NASA astronaut, I believe his name was Frank Borman, Borman. He visited Moscow and went to Star City, where the Soviet space program was headquartered. I think I need to double check. I think it still is. That's still the primary headquarters of it. Any of the Russian space station, Russian space program now. But anyway, I guess the point I'm getting at is that I see just within the past week all this months of animosity between the U.S. and Russia. There's a lull in it because Putin said if you send to Ukraine in this conflict with Ukraine, he indicated if there's long-range weapons that are sent to Ukraine that are fired from Ukraine or launched into Russia, that's we're gonna launch back, and it's gonna the consequences, Russia's retaliation for that he implied it can include Western countries, including Western Europe and the United States. And I think although Starmer, the idiot British Prime Minister, is all in for doing it, Biden and the others finally, they didn't advertise it, but they finally took a step back and we're going to go ahead and not do that. And there's a thaw between Biden finally reached some kind of stage where he's not anti-Russia for a chance. And that's exactly the same week that this cooperation with the astronauts goes on. So I'm thinking that it follows. I don't have a smoking gun, but the timing is like dead on. It follows politics to propaganda. I think the war and all is genuine, but this fake stupidity, to the extent it is fake, it helps soothe thing. It goes along with the politics, but it'd be better if they were just, if they both come out and just declare it's fake. I don't know why Russia cooperates with that stupidity, but anyway, that's my view on it. It follows the politics.
All right. Could be.
And in 1969 with Frank Borman, it was obviously to coordinate the Russian propaganda with the American as far as the moon landing went. And he was back in the U.S. in the Nixon White House and saw it on TV with Nixon at that time. So I don't think they cooperate in everything, but on that space propaganda, they do. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
All right. Yeah.
All right. We'll see you.
All right. See you later. Biden didn't do anything. He can't complete a coherent sentence. That's funny. Oh, it landed. Hold on, let me go back. You've seen, like, throughout here, they have little flashes, apparently that's supposed to be something like slowing it down. Right just before the end, you see a flash. Like, that's not enough time to be slowing it down before impact. It should be firing now. Then right before it impacts, you see the flash of the alleged, you know, whatever, jets or whatever that fire, the engines that are supposed to fire to slow the thing down before it hits the ground. So, like, literally, like, the second before it hits the ground, there's no way that's right. That... It goes flash and then boom. What they say is, like, it's supposed to have little engines on the bottom of it that right before touchdown, they're supposed to fire to reduce the impact of the capsule hitting the ground. Textbook touchdown. Dude, that thing looks like like everything inside of it would be smashed. I mean, just the stuff that they tell you, it's so ridiculous. Like, what was the last thing that they launched? How it was just recent. Not 3 months ago, this was just a little bit. Like, let's go through here. Their launch.
We're going.
Everything's looking good.
Everything's looking really good. That means that once we hit the waypoint 0, there's not
Did
going
it
to be a
launch
pause
already?
at waypoint 0 followed by the approach 0 burn. It means we're going to pass smoothly through that waypoint 0.
In this view, you can actually pick out the two. So hopefully we'll be able to have more momentarily. But as we mentioned before, oh, there we go. Looks like Woody Hoberg, the pilot, just stretching his arms there. We can see the crew continues to monitor along. They use those crew displays.
Yeah.
Basically to
But there's some, I can't remember where it is. But something I watched, it shows these guys and they're just chilling in their seat and they're like, and right now they've got 17 G's of pressure and they're just like sitting there like nothing's going on. I'm sorry, but military pilots train heavily to be able to withstand like 4 and 5 G's so they can stay awake, and they have to do all this weird shit with their body and like clench their assholes really tight. I don't know whatever they have to do, but they have to do some crazy stuff physically to keep from passing out in these high G forces. And then there's like this video of these clowns in the rocket strapped to a giant freaking rocket supposedly pulling 17 G's, and they're like, it's such a joke. Why does anybody believe it? Why does anybody believe it? Even if it's 20. Crash landing complete. Hi, Patricia. It's rocket science. It's not easy to understand. It's just such a joke. I want to find the one where they're actually... See, they take it down. They're live. Well, now it's not even in my watch history. Where did I watch it? Spaceflight update. Are they gonna show that ridiculous spacewalk? Thanks for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen. I remember growing up, Russia, well, the Soviet Union, always had their space capsules pile driving into the dirt like that.
That's
it
wild.
always freaked me out when I was a kid. I was like, how can that be? Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like anybody would survive that and like be okay.
Right. I know. It's very weird. And I don't know, have they really been faking footage of like opening those space capsules, those quote unquote space capsules? Or were those really in like some kind of low Earth, I don't want to say orbit. Orbit implies a sphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like really high altitude, whatever. And do you think that there's less draw to the Earth with high altitude flight like that? In other words, is there such a thing as getting so high up that you're flirting with less weight, quote unquote weight?
I think it is possible. Like I've talked about before, where they have like sonic levitation. If you've ever seen them do sonic levitation, where it's like between two plates, there's a sound, like a very low frequency sound bouncing back and forth between the upper and the lower plate, and it produces these different pressure frequency, like pressure nodes within that environment, where they insert these little floaty balls, and they're like staying in there because of the high pressure and the low pressure at different is being worked out between the two plates. So there could be some sort of thing like that where what they're doing is instead of going to space or going into orbit, they're just going so high that they're getting themselves into that next pressure mediation sort of layer above the one on the surface of the ground. I think that is possible.
Yeah. Yeah, there might. I feel like there might be something going on with that too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's very weird. Their whole world of doing of faking space, but at the same time doing some weird real stuff. I don't know. I ran across a guy who looked like really wild, like a wild mountain man up in the mountains about a week ago. He kind of looked homeless, but he looked like this huge, haggard mountain man at the same time. Turned out to be a flat earther. I didn't say anything about flat Earth. He brought it up.
Really?
Yeah, it was super cool. Like this total rando up in the mountains, and yeah, he was wide awake about everything. It was awesome.
That is awesome.
I think,
and would explain why he's living in the wilderness. He's getting away from the madness.
yeah. It was the first time in my whole life that I met another flat earther in person. It's just never happened before.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. Anyway, we were talking about all of that, and what exactly are we looking at when like if you use your iPad and Skywatch and you see what's supposed to be the ISS going by, what are they really doing? What is that? Because we keep catching them faking ISS footage. So what is that up there?
I don't know. I've recorded the ISS transiting the sun myself with my P900 and a solar filter. So there is something that does sometimes transit the sun from different, you can view it transiting the sun or the moon from different locations, and it comes by when they say it does, and it does look, it's got that little TIE fighter shape.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I don't know
so
what it is.
Why are they faking the people? It's very confusing. It's just so weird. Because they're undoubtedly faking the people thing.
Yeah, this is bullshit. I mean, this is so funny. Even watching this SpaceX dude just stick his little head stick his body out of the capsule, and it looks like a robot. It doesn't even look like, it looks like a dummy. Like his arms are all moving like a robot. Like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't get it. Well, I better get some answers. I better at least get some answers at least when I die. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we find out.
Yeah, it would be nice to get some answers on the other side at the very least, because it's highly unlikely we'll get all the answers here and now in our lifetime. But
yeah,
it would be nice.
Yep. Okay, last thing. I'm in total love with my neighbor's dog, which is a mix of Akita and Newfoundland.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So Akitas are
It's got to be a big dog, right? Is that a big dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like this huge, meaty head. But it's got the sweetness of the Newfoundland mixed with the Akita. It's super cool.
Oh, that's cool. I love big dogs.
Yeah, me too. All right. That's all I got.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Oh, one last quick thing. I loved the thing with Chief Crow last night. I just randomly ran across it, and it was just a perfect little interlude in my evening.
Yeah, right on. Thank you. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Okay, see you.
See you later. Bye. I have to go back and look at that stream because I know we were struggling with technical difficulties for quite some time last night before we actually got the stream going. It's very short, but it was fun. Oh, you know what, Patricia? I'll go in there and accept it. I hardly ever go in there. I'll accept your friend request. See, it's good that you can tell me. I have to open it and accept your friend request. Wait, how do I do it? I forget how to do it. Oh, I found it. Oh, wow. There's a lot of requests in here. Okay, I'll accept everybody's request. I think there's a way to batch do it. Select all. Well, except for this one, this nobody account. I'm unselecting that account. There's Patricia. Jeranism. Hold on. Why do I have like 8 million requests from somebody named Jack Nicholson? Whiskey in the Jar Jar. Hopefully it only accepts the request one time, but somebody kept sending the request and they sent it like 1 million times. There you go. I don't know. What is this person spamming in here? That's not my group. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna close this now because there's all kinds of stuff going on in here that I don't want to deal with now. Alright. Carrie Musgrave, oh my gosh, thank you for the tip, Carrie. Listen to it while I got ready for bed. Picking up Lowry and Nico at the airport right now. Oh, cool. Yeah, I heard they were coming early so they could do rehearsing. They're invading Crumb and Emily's space. Hardly ever go into the FE up either. I had friend requests unaccepted as well, probably. So we should all check out apps and accept requests. Yes, Jana. That's about how much it will be. At the door. And yeah. I don't think we'll max out, but yeah, I don't typically sell single day tickets on the website. I guess I could, but it's too late now. I'm not going to deal with it now. But it's easier just for people to pay cash and get their one-day ticket. Most people want to come Saturday because the most stuff is going on that Saturday. I guess if you're only going to come one day, you could come Saturday. You'll miss me. You'll miss my presentation. That's okay though. Most people don't care. And I'll be recording it, so I'll just put it on my YouTube or whatever later. And you guys can watch it later. It'll be fine. Look at this weird stuff though. What is this thing doing with its arm? Is this even a human? I feel like it's that stupid robot. They're like using their Tesla robot to fake SpaceX spacewalk videos in their studio. And plus, this is like, it's like the same background they were using for the Tesla car, which is supposed to be way farther out in space. This is literally like the same background, isn't it? Except instead of having the car there, like this is like Elon's fake space studio that he's using with their fucking robot dude in front of the same background as the Tesla car. Wait, hold on. In fact, let's pull up the Tesla car. Bruh. It's like the same video. It's the same studio. Look at right here. Tesla in space versus this one. Look at it. They have like the same lighting. It's the same studio. What a joke. What a joke. The sticker is so fun. Yeah, the person doing, they're like a cheerleader. That's funny. Check out William Shatner hitting the ground at 90 years old. Yeah, okay, let me play that. Let's see. How come this doesn't have rockets to slow the, see, that one didn't have shit. How come this one doesn't need the rockets to slow the landing down? Right. Right. I don't believe you. That Ron Burgundy meme, I don't believe you. I mean, it's just a joke. Nicole and I in hot Atlanta. Oh, he's picking you up in Atlanta? And then what? You guys are driving up here? What's your presentation going to be about? The crystalline realm. Crystals and the role they play in this realm. Doesn't look like much of an impact crater. The whole thing is such nonsense. No thinking man would get inside that trap, right, Voy? Like, there's all these people who are like, hey man, why doesn't SpaceX send some flat earthers into space? I don't want to get on that bullshit. I do not want anything to do with those damn rockets. No, thank you. No, thank you. Man, what a perfect way for them to just blow you up in front of everybody. Yeah, no fucking way. No way. I don't need to go in a rocket way up in the sky to know that the Earth is not a ball in space. Like, I just don't need to do that. Nathan's our Uber in Atlanta. Sweet. Are you guys going to be up here tonight then? Will you bullwhip a crystal on stage? No! I like crystals. If you do that, you could damage it. Cat 3 or 4 hurricane hitting the Gulf Coast on Thursday. Let's see what's up with the hurricane. That's the source of the rain in the Carolinas. Let's see. I said news. Always makes me click on maps first. Potential hurricane could hit Gulf Coast this week. What to know?
Shape and taking aim at the Gulf Coast now. Good morning,
Yes.
Ginger.
By the end of this week, we should have a landfalling hurricane again in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. And so it's looking more and more confident that we'll have this storm, this area of thunderstorms that we're watching, become Helene in the next couple of days. Doesn't matter exactly when it forms, but it does matter where and how it's forming and how quickly it can do that. And I'll show you why. We're going to move this thing into the Gulf again by, say,
Funky
Tuesday.
sound.
And then that high pressure system that would have been blocking moves to the east and allows for that storm to come right on up. Looks like Panhandle of Florida right now, but this upper level low gets cut off. What that means to you is it could move it slowly. It could even wrap it around back into the mid-south and stall it out. So that would be some major inland flooding problems, but we'll watch for that. At the initial, right, Thursday night into Friday morning, looks like 2 to 4 degrees above normal in the Gulf, so plenty of fuel. There will be some dry air wrapping in. There will be a little bit of fight from the atmosphere, but either way, I want everyone really east of New Orleans to be preparing for this. And don't count yourself out if you're New Orleans quite yet, because we're days and days away. But watching this form, it looks like it would be the Panhandle. So Tampa, anybody there on that southwest shore of Florida has to be aware. Naples, all the way up, Crystal River, all the places.
God, the audio in that video is horrid. Horrid! Florida Panhandle residents should begin hurricane prep. So usually what happens is with these hurricanes that come up the Gulf, and let me see. So like right here. So this hurricane, the hurricanes will either come up the Gulf or they'll come up the coast. And where I'm at is like right here, where we're at, right here on the border of North Carolina and South Carolina. This is where the area we're at. And usually things don't hit us directly. They'll come up this way and we'll get the outskirts, or they'll come up the coast and then we'll get the outskirts of the hurricane. And typically, you know, a lot of times, like, they'll be like, my mom will be messaging me, there's a hurricane, are you okay? And I'm like, it's like barely even, there's nothing going on here. It's fine. Because we're always on the outskirts. So what will, and it's like, it'll be barely raining. Now, there have been some in the past that have brought us bigger storms, but I just don't think this one is like that. So there you go. Just visualize beautiful weather at the music camp for Flatoberfest. Imagine it, see it in your mind, the sunshine coming down through the leaves in the trees, the birds chirping. Yes, it's going to be great. Don't worry. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Yeah, there's a big gem show in my area the same weekend I'm having Flatoberfest, and I was like, oh, damn it. We'll be at Crumbs tomorrow at some point. Harvesting banana kush. Good for you. What a joke, the actor. Yeah. Trickery and fuckery. So you guys are not going to be in town tonight. You're going to be in town tomorrow? Lowry and Nicole? You love that it's going to be a bit rainy. Can't wait. I think it's going to be fine. It won't be hot. It won't be too hot. I think it's going to be good. Because when there's no cloud cover at all, and the sun can be brutal. And it can get really humid. So... You have been brain dead to think spacewalk crap was real. Yeah, that... It's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. And you know what, too? There's not going to be... the only thing I'm kind of bummed out about is that the moon is waning right now, so... by the time it's time for the event, so like Friday night, we're going to have 23%. It's only going to be a sliver of a moon. We're going into the new moon phase, so there's not going to be a lot of moonlight. But there are little path lights and stuff, lights that light up various areas around the music camp, so it won't be total darkness either. But we're not going to have the light of the moon. So went to a quartz gem fair one year, saw people selling stalactites bigger than me for $15K. Yeah. Yeah, man. I can't tell you. I would love to have a crystal big enough that I could hold it like a person, like hug it like a person, like a crystal as big as a person. Are you kidding me? I would, if I had $15,000 burning a hole in my pocket, you damn right I would spend it on a giant crystal. Hell yes, in a second. In a hot second. Oh boy, Rico. People are crazy, man. People do crazy stuff. Why you to be doing crazy stuff? This guy's a billionaire. The billionaire who conducted the first private spacewalk said he only had seconds to take in a view of the Earth while outside the spaceship. Is this the guy who was allegedly the robot dude? Let me see. Now I gotta go pull that up again. Private egress. Jared Isaacman, seen here, and Sarah Gillis exited their fully depressurized Crew Dragon spacecraft in specially designed SpaceX suits. Oh my god, so this is the douchebag, this billionaire guy. Come on. He's like, eh. Jared Isaacman, founder and CEO of the payment company Shift4, recently returned from a 5-day trip to space on SpaceX's Polaris Dawn mission. Isaac captained a 4-person crew that left the atmosphere so he could conduct the first private spacewalk. While above the clouds, the group also conducted a series of tests and interviews meant to study how humans can function in space. What do you mean, while above the clouds? Why? Because they're just above the clouds, right? And during the spacewalk, Isaacman was out of the spacecraft for 10 minutes. He told NPR in an interview that he only had seconds to enjoy the view because of how busy he was conducting tests. I think we barely finished the 3-test matrix before we had to get back in. The entire operation was 90 minutes, where you're breathing 100% oxygen. That's ultimately the limiting factor. So if we're able to get through all the venting operations and the hatch opening quicker, we would have spent more time on the outside. But 100% oxygen for 90 minutes? Looking at Earth was obviously very, very special, Isaacman said in a conversation hosted on Twitter Spaces last week. But when you look off to the side, you look out into the darkness of space and see your spaceship there and how gritty it looks. It gave you a sense of like, this isn't going to be easy. Oh, right, whatever. You phony. Some other douchebag billionaire. Probably some money-making scheme on this bullshit. Something has happened spiritually. I'm losing my anger for a joy of what I can do. Well, good. That's a good thing, right? One of them was so big I couldn't wrap my arms all the way around it. Yeah, that's what I want. I want a giant crystal. We went to a crystal shop in upstate New York on the way back from Zulu Eclipse with Weiss, and it was like a kid in a candy shop. No, you can't breathe 100. No. Why does breathing pure oxygen kill you? We need oxygen to live, yet there's always too much of a good thing. Pure oxygen can be deadly. Our blood has evolved to capture the oxygen we breathe in and bind itself safely to transport molecule called hemoglobin. If you breathe air with a much higher than normal O2 concentration, the oxygen in the lungs overwhelms the blood's ability to carry it away. The result is that free oxygen binds to the surface proteins of the lungs, interferes with the operation of the central nervous system, and also attacks the retina. Contrary to popular myth, hyperventilating air at ordinary pressures never causes oxygen toxicity. The dizziness is due to CO2 levels dropping too low, but breathing oxygen at pressures of half a bar or more, roughly 2.5 times normal, for more than 16 hours can lead to irreversible lung damage and eventually death. Well, that says 16 hours. UCLA studies reveals why bad things happen when inside the brain when we inhale pure oxygen. Growing research suggests that inhaling straight oxygen can actually harm the brain. For the first time, a new UCLA brain imaging study reveals why. That medical practice recommend a new approach that adds carbon dioxide to the mix to preserve brain function in patients. Why doesn't anybody talk about nitrogen? Nitrogen is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. We're breathing more nitrogen than oxygen and carbon dioxide. So why doesn't anybody ever talk about nitrogen? That's what I don't get. For decades, the medical community has championed 100% oxygen as the gold standard for resuscitation, but no one has reported what happens inside our brains when we inhale pure oxygen. The technique detects subtle increases in blood flow triggered by the activation of different parts of the brain, causing these regions to glow or light up in the color scan. The researchers scanned the brains of 14 healthy children ages 8 to 15 and monitored their breathing and heart rates as they inhaled 100% oxygen through a mouthpiece for 2 minutes. After waiting 8 minutes for the youngsters' breathing to return to normal, the team added 5% carbon dioxide to the gas mixture and repeated the scan. The comparison of the two scans revealed dramatic effects. So did they just give a bunch of children brain damage? When the children inhaled pure oxygen, their breathing quickened, resulting in the rapid exhalation of carbon dioxide from their bodies. The drop in carbon dioxide narrowed the blood vessels, preventing oxygen from reaching tissue in the brain and heart. That's when something surprising happened in the MRI scan. The brain structures suddenly lit up. The hippocampus, which helps control blood pressure, cingulate cortex, which regulates pain perception and blood pressure, and the insula, which monitors physical and emotional stress. This activity awakened the hypothalamus, which regulates heart rate and hormonal outflow. Activation of the hypothalamus triggered a cascade of harmful reactions and released chemicals that can injure the brain and heart over time. Several brain areas responded to the 100% oxygen by kicking the hypothalamus into overdrive, explained Harper. The hypothalamus overreacted by dumping a massive flood of hormones and neurotransmitters in the bloodstream. These chemicals interfere with the heart's ability to pump blood and deliver oxygen, the opposite effect of what you want when you're trying to resuscitate someone. The children inhaled the carbon dioxide-oxygen mix. The hypothalamus hyperactivity vanished from the MRI scan. Adding carbon dioxide to the oxygen relaxed the blood vessels, allowed oxygen to reach the heart and brain, calmed the hypothalamus, and slowed the release of dangerous chemicals. Pure oxygen kindles the match that fuels a forest fire of harm to the body, Harper said, but a little whiff of carbon dioxide makes it all go away. That's interesting, isn't it? Didn't Apollo astronauts breathe pure oxygen? Well, they say that, but it doesn't make sense. Rather than refreshing, yeah. They call it oxygen that we need to breathe, but it's actually mostly nitrogen. That's what I'm saying. Why do they say we all need oxygen when it's like... Let's see. What is the atmosphere made of? Let's see what they tell us. atmosphere of Earth. Sheeplepedia, what do you say? Is it composed of a layer of gas mixture that surrounds Earth's planetary surface, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, by mole fraction, quantity of molecules, dry air contains 78.8% nitrogen, so almost 80% nitrogen and 20% oxygen, and then a little bit of argon, and 0.03% carbon dioxide. And small, so they do an experiment breathing 100% oxygen, and then they add carbon dioxide to change the effects, but they don't even mention nitrogen. Why not? Most of what we breathe is nitrogen. Nitrogen is a chemical element, blah, blah, blah. Atomic number 7. Atomic number 7. 7 is an important number, isn't it? Nitrogen is a non-metal and the lightest member of group 15 of the periodic table, often called pnictogens. Is a common element in the universe, estimated at 7th in total abundance in the Milky Way and the solar system. So, interesting, right? Isn't it pure oxygen called ozone? Nitrogen is to induce green leaf. I know, nitrogen is a super important element. Why don't they ever talk about it? They breathed a lot of coke while filming on the moon set. It's funny. Perhaps the ether powers our hearts. Well, you know, what is the stuff that we're breathing in? How does it actually work? Right? It's interesting. Right? Because if you're not breathing in the breath of life, then your body stops working, right? And it's just, you know, when you really start thinking about it, life is a miracle. It's magical. It's magical the way it works, the way our body's animated, and it uses the elements in this realm to keep itself going and animated. But that initial spark, where does it come from, right? It's just really fascinating. Life is a gift and a miracle and magical when you really, really, really think about it. Which is why it really eats at me, this whole bombing genocide thing that's been going on for almost a year now. I mean, it eats at me. It really eats at my soul. That shit drives me insane. It could explain part of why, you know, of you know, what's been affecting me this past year. Because it's just, it's horrid. It's horrible. It is an abomination. It is pure evil. It is indiscriminate murder of a people to take their land. Like, it's fucking wild that it's been allowed to go on as long as it has been. I mean, it just, that's what I'm saying. Like, there is evil in this world. There is darkness in this world because stuff like that is allowed to continue, is allowed to happen, right? And good things happen when bad things happen when good men do nothing. So where are the good men to speak up against the bad things that are happening? You know, everybody in our government is just, well, not everybody, but the majority of the people in the government, the people in charge of the government, the people who have the power to stop things, don't stop it. They just look the other way. They keep sending the weapons. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Excuse my language, but seriously, what is going on around? Why is this okay? It's not freaking okay to snuff out life like that indiscriminately. It's evil shit. Electromagical, yeah. It is, though. I've taken CPR training a few times. Way back then, they said to breathe every X amount of pumps. Then I went again and breathing was reduced. Then my coworker went recently and none required. Yeah, Carrie, I know about that. I've been CPR certified too. And it used to be like you would do rescue, what they call them rescue breaths, where you would like tilt the head back, plug the nose and open the mouth and then breathe in, right? But now they just want you to do chest compressions, or you can use a one of those hand squeezer things where you put over the mouth and it breathes, right? Because you're exhaling CO2 into this person, so you don't really want to do that. So, yeah. Body is basically a receiver, an organic machine that has a receiver for something out there. Microbes, macrobes. Campers bring the tarp, everything's going to be okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. Watch this later, we breathe electricity. Oh, is that Tom Cowan? We breathe electricity, not oxygen. I mean, yeah, that makes sense to me. You know? So these gases are holding a charge, right? Some sort of electrical charge, and you take that in. I mean, and look at too, the heart is not a pump. The heart is a vortex, right? It's a vortex, and it twists and turns and it creates an electrical pulse that charges the blood, and then that blood then goes out to the body and carries other things to different parts of the body. And you know, all those little tiny veins and tiny little capillaries and stuff that are all inside your body, like if you think about it, like just a pump isn't enough. It doesn't, that's been like a discussion even before all this, before Flat Earth, like the heart with one pump able to send all the blood to every little nook and cranny of your body. Like it doesn't even make sense, but it does make sense if the heart is a vortex that has its own electrical field, which we know it does, right? Because of the Heart Math Institute. They've done all sorts of things where they have physically measured the electromagnetic field put off by humans in the heart. Your heart, they show it as a rope, right? It's in a vortex and it's actually not pumping, it's twisting. And the vortex creates a charge, which then charges the blood, and then the blood goes out, and that charge is what carries the blood through the bloodstream to all the little nooks and crannies and delivering all the stuff to the rest of the body. It's not like a physical, like that sort of thing. It's a charge. And then the blood loses the charge, then goes back. It's like, if you think about it, it's like, it makes sense. It really, really makes sense. But this is all the stuff that they don't talk about, that they keep hidden from you. They don't want you to understand the real way things work. They keep people very much sidetracked with this atomism and these fake germs and diseases and blah, blah, blah. Dell says that the ether is the resistance to objects free falling instantly. Well, he's fucking retarded. I'm sorry. But I'm just so tired of just lame shit. Like, you're just take your lame shit and keep talking about it somewhere else. I just don't want to, whatever. They don't understand the ether. They don't understand it. And that's not like a bad thing. It doesn't make them a bad person. What makes them suck is that they just dismiss it and then like basically try to, go around and like intimidate other people or, gaslight people who do understand it and then make up their stupid bullshit about the earth rising up and, but we can't. And then you ask them, well, if there's no such force that is strong enough to create an electric charge to keep everything, to decipher the up and down between Earth, and what is the force that is allegedly pushing the entire fucking Earth up infinitely into space? Like, and then they go, oh, well, we can't prove that. You can't ask us that because obviously we can't prove that. Well, then shut the fuck up. Okay? And let the adults talk about stuff that's actually demonstrable and things that actually make sense and go along with what we know about the real physics of the realm. Okay? We'll just go over here. We can have two separate conversations. We don't have to have this ridiculous stuff intertwined with people who are actually seeking knowledge and wisdom and want to learn about the realm, and who know that there is such a thing as electrostatics, and that it does affect everything in this realm, and that it is part of how it works, rather than just denying it and saying, and then making up your, going along with your bullshit Einstein theory, whatever you call it, about the upwards rising Earth, which was in the Flat Earth Society for decades, and I guess they took it out, so now it's okay for you guys. And they go, oh, well, they don't do that anymore. They don't say that anymore, so now we can. So what? Flat Earth Society gave up the upwards moving Earth, so you just co-opted it. Oh, well, you guys aren't using it anymore? Well, I'll use it to go and shit disturb and gaslight everybody who's actually looking at real information, because I want attention, because I don't get the attention I used to get anymore. And I want to keep my YouTube channel going, so I'm just going to go and I'm going to gaslight and attack everybody over the stupid shit. Yeah, whatever. Dilsh. Yeah, the upwards rising or the... Yeah, Miss Bob. Guy airlocks himself in a very small room with plants to see how many plants he needs to breathe. It's on YouTube. Yeah, that's all he does. He just yells at everybody in his accent. No, I don't want to speak to the manager. I'm just over it. I just don't feel the need to entertain that shit. And then they come up to you and they won't talk to us. No, I don't want to fucking talk to you. And I'm not required to talk to you. I am not required to entertain your bullshit. I'm under no contractual obligation by anybody on YouTube or you or anybody else to entertain your bullshit. I'm just not required to. Now, if I feel like it, I will. And I did look into it, and I did listen to what you guys had to say, and holy shit, you guys are retarded. And so now I've decided that I'm not going to waste my time on that anymore. I'm not going to waste my time on stupid shit. Our time here is limited. We don't live forever. We only have so much time here. And I just don't have time. Well, I could waste my time on that stuff, but I don't want to. I would like to gain knowledge and wisdom of actual things, not sit there and argue back and forth about shit that can never be proven. Never. I mean, they literally argue that something's happening, and then when you ask them what's behind it, they go, well, we can't tell you that. We don't know. How dare you ask us that question? You know we can't answer that. But it's just obvious that that's what's going on. Oh, shut the fuck up and get out of here. Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out. Okay? Have you checked out the pre-dynastic Egyptian stoneware vessels? I watch a little bit of, that guy, Land of Kim, who does the studies of the pyramids in Egypt and talking about how those things were used to process chemicals and stuff. I find that stuff very fascinating because there is logic and intellect put into deciphering these things. Like there's testing going on. There's people actually there at the sites, examining these things, testing them, doing chemical tests. Like, I'm interested in that stuff. I don't think science proves everything. There's a whole lot that can be studied that is unseen, but also, physical science has its place too. Testing things has its place. Like, this is how we know what different materials are, because different materials have different properties and they interact with other materials and produce different reactions and alloys and whatever. There's like an infinite number of things you can do with the elements we have on Earth, but everything has set properties, known properties, right? And so that's just how it is. Like, we do live in a physical realm, and the physical realm does have rules, right? Like, this place does have rules. Now, we have been lied to about what those rules are and what those processes are, but it does have them. So maybe we don't know the whole truth, but there is observable, testable, repeatable things that we can look at that show us that there are elements in this realm that have certain properties and can be used for certain tasks, materials, whatever. Okay, everything that we make came from the earth, right? Like the computer, nobody just found a computer and like now we use computers, right? Like that was developed over time by people extracting minerals from the earth and manipulating them and playing with them and seeing how they react to different things, different temperatures, different pressures, what happens when you mix them with other materials, yada, 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 right? This is the ingenuity of man. So there are rules here. So you can't just go making up new rules. You can't just go applying random attributes and new properties to different materials without doing any testing or without showing any evidence of why you're going to claim that these materials have new properties or any of that stuff. You know, you have to go beyond a visual similarity to associate one thing with another. You know, the things are more complex than that. Anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. I know, Dr. Bass. Like, the whole thing's ridiculous with their stupid little box and then they're shaking water bottles. I mean, it's so retarded. It's so retarded. I was watching it on Nachiketa's channel where I didn't say anything. I just sat back and watched the entire presentation and I was like, wow, that's why you guys think the earth is moving up? This is your argument? Holy shitballs. And you're convincing people with this? Like, it just goes to show that people don't know what they don't know and they're very easily deceived. And that's sad. It's really sad and it kind of sucks, you know? And so that's why I like to be the contrarian, because I don't want to see people deceived and I want to know for sure, you know, and I'm okay being wrong, but prove it. Prove it. Thought computers grew on trees. You guys talking about the most obvious stupid shit like it's an elaborate prank. I know. So I just don't even... I know they would love to get me involved and they would love to debate me and they want to get on my channel and yell at me. Yeah, fuck off. I just don't care. I just don't care. I'd rather go outside and look at my chickens for 10 minutes. I'd rather go outside and watch my chickens peck at the ground and make bok bok sounds than argue with somebody over whether or not the earth is going upwards. Never be proven. Fucking over it. Yeah, well, and here's the thing too, like, flat earthers and anybody, you know, with any sort of, with an investigative, inquisitive mind, or anybody open to not mainstream ideas or ideas outside of what is generally accepted by the mainstream, those type of people, you know, are also subject to lots of grifters. Because people, you know, see it as like, oh, look at this person, they believe XYZ, so I bet I can get them to believe LMNOP. And then they do. And then you get taken advantage of. Because maybe they come to you and they're like, oh yeah, Earth's flat. I'm a flat earther too. Hey, by the way, did you know blah, blah, blah? And they try to get in with like that whole, I'm a flat earther. Wink, wink. You can trust me. We're on the level. No. Just because someone says they're a flat earther doesn't make them a good person. It doesn't mean that they're honest. It doesn't mean that they are a critical thinker. It doesn't mean that they have a love for truth. It doesn't mean shit. You know, it's just like everything else. You have to know somebody by their fruits, by their actions. Their actions will tell you what they're about. Elon's making an unbiased search engine. He says, yeah, right. He also said he made a free speech platform that bans people all the time. People are always losing their accounts on that platform. Yes, people that are easily deceived aren't looking for truth. They're looking to belong to some sort of group. They don't care what kind of group. Some people are lonely and they're looking for, you know, friendship, companionship, and this is where they find it. You know, it's a very complicated, sort of weird dynamic within anybody who is in this sort of outside the mainstream type of, I don't know what you call it. You know, anybody whose ideas and views reside outside of the mainstream. You know, because obviously, you know, it's just, yeah, it's just say, you got to watch your back. You got to watch your ass no matter what. Watch your ass no matter what. Take everything with a grain of salt. Always do your own research. Always take responsibility for any of that stuff. You know? It's an elaborate prank. Well, you know, these things I think are the controlled opposition that get infiltrated into the quote unquote flat earth community. You know, these people who show up and they weren't talking about flat earth. They just showed up and say, hey, I'm a flat earther. But then their channel's about something completely different where they're making shit up. They're literally making shit up. Tartaria, biogeology, miltology. Like, come on, buddy. And it's all people who, like, well, not all of them, but the majority of them, of these bigger channels, they weren't here the last decade talking about flat earth. They weren't here the last decade trying to challenge the status quo as far as scientism goes about earth and where we live and what this place really is. They just showed up out of nowhere and started making shit up. And it was like a dopamine hit for a lot of people. They're like, oh yeah, everything's a lie. Oh, you know, and it's just gone way off the deep end for a lot of people. I'm not going there. I will never go there unless I see some substantial evidence, which they haven't provided. I feel like not enough people are you know, or people are too quick to accept what somebody says on face value just because they claim to be a flat earther. And that's wrong. That's wrong. Thank you, Emilios. Thank you for being here. Yes, Tartardia. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Cindy, how are you? Can you hear me?
Is this Law?
It is. It is. I'm sorry I'm late.
That's okay. I could barely hear you at first, but you're good now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to get out of the kitchen. It's getting hot in there. But yeah, I just wanted to call and let let everyone know that I can't wait for this weekend. I'm going to be there Friday to set up. I guess I'm going to have to use one of your shelters, Karen, because of the rain, the possibility of rain. So I want to be covered up for cooking and things.
Oh, no. Well, no, there's a whole shelter. There is. You will be. You're good.
Yes.
Trust me. We got you. Your area was already designated beforehand to be under the covered areas. So there's like a little room there that has like a prep area. It's got a sink and a fridge and stuff. And then next to that is,
Wow.
is another, yeah, it's totally cool. And then next to that is another covered area that's not where we're going to have speakers, and it's not the pavilion. Like, they have a lot of infrastructure there that's for doing outdoor stuff. So you're good. Don't worry. You're all set.
Awesome. I was kind of worried about that. So it has a refrigerator and electricity, right? So we don't need lighting or a generator?
Yes.
Awesome. So I can bring more food.
Yeah.
Okay, so my menu, like I said, I'm going to have food for everyone, for the, to people who don't eat Asian food. We'll have hamburgers, fries. We're going to have pulled pork and pulled beef tacos, and spicy, and we can make it spicy. I know Sarah likes it spicy.
I like it spicy.
Yeah, so like I took your recommendations. I made, because normally I make pulled pork tacos, but I'm making pulled beef tacos. So we have a limited amount, so because it's just going to be a really, very close get together here, very tight get together, right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, I'm going to have should be enough for everyone to try. I'm going to have, what else? I'm going to have spring rolls for the Asian side, spring rolls. The Thai basil fried rice. That's really good with chicken. I'm going to bring some, alternatives like tofu and things like that. So that way we can have for the vegetarian or the vegan. I can try to make it vegan for you. And we're going to have, of course, my pad thai. I'll have do you think it's too late that to do like breakfast or brunch? Maybe if you want me to do brunch, I can come there at 9 a.m. or whatever, whenever they open the gates, come in and bring my breakfast stuff, and we can do brunch or something like that. If you want me to do that.
I don't know if you'll need to do that the first day. Maybe for Saturday.
That's what I mean, for Saturday.
Yeah.
For Saturday, yes.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday. So, because I need to get a head count. I don't want to bring a lot of food and people not, because they're camping, they'll bring their own food. But I just want to let people know that I will have enough food. I just need to see the head count. I've got enough for us to cover for, at least 2 days, and I'm going to pick up. I'm obviously not going to bring burgers because I've got a lot. I'm pulling my trailer with my cooking gear and all the food and drinks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have that. I'll bring water and soda for those who want that. And also I will have coffee, hot coffee, American coffee, and I'll have Thai coffee and Thai tea.
Nice.
So, I can do a breakfast thing, like your eggs, sausage, bacon, for all the vegetarians out there. Bacon is great with that. And we can do like a quesadilla. If you want me to do that, I'll get the cheese and I'll have tortillas, But,
Nathan says yes, breakfast.
Yep. So I just need to get a feedback a little bit if for those who want breakfast, what they want, and of course we'll have the sausage and a lot of eggs and the hash browns and things like that, or the tater tot.
Eggs and potatoes. That's my favorite breakfast is eggs and potatoes.
I hear that. I can get all of that, that Saturday morning and bring it out. And we'll whip it up. My brother, I've got a flat top. He's got, one of those Blackstones. So burgers and fries. I don't, like I said, I need to, my sister's making probably about anywhere from 300 to 500 spring rolls. You guys have to try her spring rolls, and it's wonderful. The sauce and everything. And so anything else I can think of? Let me see. Yeah, I just want to shout you out and get that song that you were singing earlier out of your head. I want to put another song in your head. And this this one goes for you, Karen, okay? It's a song. I don't know if you remember it. It's a James Bond song. It goes, nobody does it better, that song. I think it's Carly Simon.
Carly Simon.
I believe I forget. Is it Carly Simon? Nobody does it better. It's for your eyes only, I think.
Huh. I don't remember that. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. It's the one with Roger Moore and Jaws, of course, the one with the teeth. And I don't think Dolly was in there, but this was the first movie that I saw when I came to the United States, and where he drove the Lotus into the ocean and it was underwater. The Lotus Esprit sports car. But yeah, that song was in the movie. For Your Eyes Only, I believe. Yeah, nobody does it better. Just look that up, play that, and that one I want to dedicate to you, because nobody does it better than Queen Bee when it comes to FE meetup. That is, you are the best, Queen. You are the best, and let's go out with a bang. I want to see everyone and say hello and goodbye. And after this, yeah, I'm ducking out. I'm gonna be gone.
All right, Law.
All right.
Okay, well, we're gonna have a big old party.
Yes, we are. It's gonna be great, guys.
Mhm.
Come and if you guys for those, I think I've gotten. I think Matthew, the one who had the hotel, the hotel tied down for the rooms.
Mhm.
I think he filled it up.
Yeah, I actually
think,
messaged him the other day to make sure, because I had to book a room for one of my speakers, and he said he had it pretty much covered. So I think he did figure it out.
Yeah, because I think Dave and Selena, they're coming from Georgia. I think they got the last room, I believe.
Yeah.
So, but anywho, yeah, thanks to everyone, helping him out, and so he's got his end covered. And if you need room for your speaker, who's a speaker do you need room for?
Well, I already got the room. I already booked it. I took care of it.
I was gonna say, he can come crash with me at my brother's place. We'll put him up.
Well, it was for Mario, and I think Mario's bringing his wife, so I wanted to make sure they had a room for themselves.
Yeah, right. And I would have had a room, for them too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Mojo. I'm gonna have some help. I'm gonna need some help, cooking and things like that. Mojo has. He's going to be helping me and maybe a couple of other people. Of course, my sister will be there Friday, but and her daughter. She's bringing her daughter. Like I told you, her daughter's made some. My niece has made some bracelets. For those who want bracelets, they can buy from her. And she's going to make cookies too, I believe. But other than that, let me see what else we need to cover for my end. But I'm gonna try to get everything up there. You guys come and try my pad thai. It's probably be the last time you'll try that. I think I'm done. I'm cooking too much over here at the restaurant. So, wait, there was one more thing I needed to cover. I forgot. Jeez. Oh, I need to see if you can get me some passes for my help. Can you do that?
Some what?
Aaron? Passes for my helpers.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So I
yeah,
got a
just
couple.
message me about
Okay,
that.
yeah,
Leah.
I'll
I'll
let
take
you
care
know.
of that.
Yes, you're sure. Okay, great. I appreciate that. And of course, I might have someone my sister-in-law might come in to pick up food
Mm-hmm.
to take to her workplace to sell for me. So she's not a flat earther, but we'll make her one. But she just could come in to pick up food, possibly. Okay.
Okay.
So, but anywho, I'm looking forward to it, guys. I hope that this will be the best one, the closest one. As far as getting together, we spend a lot of time together instead of wandering around and trying to meet people.
Mhm.
You will meet everyone right then and there.
Yep.
Within an hour, probably you meet everyone. So, and you have the conversation of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that.
And a lot of
Yeah,
people
whoever-
have compared the Flat Earth the festivals to like a family reunion, and I think this one's going to have that most family reunion type of feel.
Exactly. I'm definitely confident of that. I can't wait to see a lot of people. Run Boston there, it's going to be out there. Who else? I can't wait to see Tony Coriolis. A lot of the people that I've met at Vegas. I look forward to seeing them and saying hello and goodbye.
Yeah. All right.
But
well,
I'm gonna put it out to everyone. Okay, I'll spread the word around. I get some new people in there. Okay. All right, Karen.
all right. Thanks, Law.
All right. Love you.
Love you
Take
too.
care. Everyone in chat. Love you guys. Later.
Bye. there you go. Lots of, so Law's gonna have the food covered. That's what I'm saying. It's all gonna be in that one pavilion area that I was showing you guys earlier. It'll be close by. We'll have how the world works a little bit off to the side, plenty of little covered areas off to the side, the one big pavilion area, food area right there next to where the speakers will be going on. And we're still planning to use the big stage for music, but we'll see how that works out as far as the weather goes. If the weather's nice, we can work it on the stage, and if it's not, we may end up doing that stuff in the pavilion. But it's not 100% sure either way yet. Kind of depends. But we'll be okay either way, because we have everything we need there, and we have plenty of space to do what we need to do out of the rain, so we're going to be good. Wish I could be near to Dr. Law. All right. Okay, well, I guess it's almost 1 p.m. It's 12:48. Been streaming for almost 4 hours. So I think it's a good time to call it a day for Coffee Talk. And then I will see a whole bunch of you lovely people this weekend at Flatoberfest. So there will be no anti-religious scripture study. The following Monday may or may not have a Coffee Talk. I don't know. I guess it depends how I feel after the event. But you probably won't see me do any more live streams until then. So, yeah. We are going to have a grand party. There's going to be lots of cool people. There's going to be things going on there that I haven't talked about. There's going to be things there that are not on the website. There's going to be people there that are not on the website. And if you are one of the people showing up, well, then you get to see who's going to be there. And you never know who you're going to see at the Flat Earth Festival. Just saying. Could be some really cool stuff happening that you don't know about and won't know about until the event happens. So there's that. Eggs and steak. Oh, that's what Ted likes for breakfast too. Yeah, it's going to be great meeting you all. Billingtano, of course. It's going to be awesome. I'm starting to get excited. I'm starting to be happy about it. It's stressful leading up to it, but now I feel like, yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be badass. All right. Thanks everybody for being here. And I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day. And for those who wish to send me stuff through snail mail, you can send it to P.O. Box 10, Earl, North Carolina, 28038. There are also links below for Flat Earth merch, and you can send me donations. And I do appreciate all the support. Sincerely, thank you very much. Also, please go to flatearthfestivals.com for all information about upcoming Flatoberfest and Flat Earth-friendly local meetups. If you are organizing a local Flat Earth meetup, email me at flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com with your meetup information to have it listed on the website for free. For everything else, you can email me at karenbfe@protonmail.com. Thank you for being here.